Hello and welcome to this Warno Pro Guide to 7th East German Panzer Division, Armoured Division. So my name's Heinrich and I'm the world #1 Warno player. I know it says 13 there, it's because I've been world #1 3 times, that's what that means there. So we're going to do this the exact same way we do all of the other ones. First there's going to be an extremely exhaustive deck review where I talk about why everything is where it is. And then there will be a series of examples where I go through a lot of different games that I played with 7th Panzer, and each one of them I'll be pointing out things I did, things I could have done better, and by the end of it you will be very good at 7th Panzer if you choose to put the knowledge into use. Before we get started, it's worth noting that the timestamps are in the description, so you can skip forward to the examples if you want. I highly recommend you don't, because you're not going to learn anything if you don't understand the deck that was behind it, but, I can't stop you. It's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels worth 2,000 views and ad revenue equivalents. This is my sole source of income, which is why I shill so much, and over 3/4 of channel revenue comes from the generous channel joiners, so thank you. They also receive a Steam key for my game, Hearst Hero, which is on Steam. So, let's go through 7th Panzer tab by tab. First of all, an overview, right? What is the div? What does it do? It was one of the first divisions added to the game, and essentially you get a bunch of T-55s and T-72s, but only one card of the so-called good T-72s. The rest are not as good, they don't have as much range. Well, I suppose they all don't have the range, but the M is not as good as the M1, we'll get into why. And the idea is you buy BMPs and tanks, BMPs and tanks, BMPs and tanks, BMPs and tanks. Admittedly, that's quite similar to a lot of Soviet decks, but this one's got a lot of momentum because you get several cards of T-55As, which means that at the start of the game you can buy, at least one of those, maybe two of those a minute with infantry, right? Because the infantry's 80, so 90 plus 90 plus 80 is 260, quick maths. Let me check that real quick. 90 plus 90 plus 80, yeah, it's 260. So essentially, you need to get into the habit of playing this division, and I cannot stress this enough. Whenever you buy a BMP-1 Markschutzen, buy a tank, right? One infantry, one tank. One infantry, one tank. One infantry, one tank. Over and over and over and over again. Because otherwise you buy too many tanks and you don't have enough infantry, or you buy too many infantry and you don't have enough tanks. The advantage of the BMP ones as well is that they've got Maryukas on them, and that just suppresses the crap out of enemy armor, so you can close the distance with the T-55s and kill it. As you'll have seen in that meme video, there's lots of clips of me just driving T-55s up to Abrams and shooting them in the face. So yeah, the air is great. You get like a decent air tab. Ultimately, I'd say the division's about A tier, right? It's not as good as 9th East German, but you do get a little bit of airborne forward deployment, and they come with ground surveillance radar, the Spezialaufklärer, and your whole thing is covered by Cubs, right? You've got the Strela 10Ms if the Apaches show up. They're not the best thing ever for dealing with it, but they're decent. And Iglas, which, obviously could be better, but... So, let's go through it tab by tab. First things first, 3 cards are supplied. Why? So many of the games I play with this division go to 40 minutes. So many of them. Why specifically? I guess it's just because it's a very grindy div. You're spamming out this, and you're spamming out this, and that's just how it goes. So I go 3 cards a supply, the big one for the artillery, the medium one and the small one, right? Then I get this CV. Now you're probably thinking, well, why don't you get this one? It's faster. You could get 2 of these for 70 points, which is really quite incredible. So you buy 2 at the start of the game, and then you're not too far behind on the points. They cap all the zones, and then one goes to the contested zone, and the other one comes back and sits next to your arty, or next to your cubs, or if there's 2 contested zones, it sits there, right? So that's the Logi tab. Infantry, so Markschutzen are, for whatever reason, just get a better availability curve than most other IFV infantry. The Belgians and the Dutch also get IFV infantry that goes 10.75, as do the Polish with the Piechota. Out of all of those, the best one is the Machschützen. For 45 points, right, you're getting two of the best machine gun in the game. You're getting Resolute. Most of your units have Resolute. Resolute is sort of like half a rank of Vet. It gives you suppression resistance and suppression regeneration. So it's sort of like half a rank of Vet. It's a good way of thinking about it. MGs, you get two of the best MG in the game. Just because of the way MGs work, very briefly, box fed is better than magazine fed because it shoots faster. Obviously that's ridiculous, but there you go. And 7.62 is better than 5.56. So a box fed or magazine, sorry, belt fed is worse than magazine fed, right? Belt fed is worse than magazine fed. So this is fed by a magazine, a clip, or whatever you want to call it, right? And for whatever reason, that shoots faster than a belt fed machine gun. So, yeah, 7.62 does more damage than 5.56. Incidentally, if this is in the same building as another unit, these don't shoot, whereas a 5.56 LSW would shoot. So that's just something to keep in mind. You don't want to be in the same building as your opponent when you're using this unit, because you won't be able to fire your MGs at them. And the MGs are a big part of the damage. The RPG is amazing, right? An AT4 is what? 17 pen? Might be 18. It's 17, right? This is 18, so it one-shots a 4-armor vehicle. So it's a very nice RPG, and that's the reason you don't need something like Panzerjäger. There's just no point, because this is already good enough for most cases. And it's got 675 meters range and 60% accuracy, right? So very nice very nice unit, and it comes at a super high availability for whatever reason. Machschützen, just one of the best inf in the game, with one of the highest availabilities. So we get 3 cards of that, right? Now, you can bring it in the unspeakable one if you want, but I don't see the point in that really, because for 5 points less you get something that goes further. Now, admittedly, this does not one-shot a 3-armor vehicle, whereas this will, so it would not one-shot itself if you're fighting against warriors or something. But the idea is you've got the range advantage, you're cheaper, and so let's say you do get 260 points, where you can buy 2 of these and 1 of these. Well, you couldn't do that if this was 85. It just wouldn't fit. Admittedly, you usually have, you know, some points left over from the last minute and so on. But yeah, I prefer this one. You can bring this one if you want, but it's got less range. And I want the range, and crucially, I just get it, like, it's mainly just for the suppression. The idea is the BMPs are with the tanks, and the BMPs suppress the crap out of everybody, and then the tanks actually kill them, right? Then we have a card of Machschützen SVD, so remember, don't have it in the same building, but basically for 10 points more, which is a bit heavy, you get a worse RPG, but your anti-infantry potential is really nice. Your anti-infantry potential is really nice because an SVD is like 2 machine guns, so it's like having 4 MGs plus 5 rifles, right? 4 MGs is like 8 rifles, there's 8 plus 5, so it's like 13 shooty power, whereas this would only be 9, right? So it does have better shooty power. The SPW-70 is a good piece of kit. It's like the BTR-60, right? I've got a couple guide videos on how to use these vehicles. They're nice. And it's good to have a bit of wheeled infantry, right? So you can bring this in a truck if you want, but honestly, when you're fighting in towns and stuff, it's nice to have this. Next we got Pioneer Flam, which you might be like, whoa, Hippie, aren't you a satchel gamer? Satchel gaming? These are very nice. So they've got, basically, the aim time used to be 4 seconds, and a couple patches ago they reduced it to 2, and at that point they became worth it, but it took a while for people to catch on, including myself. The thing is, right, if they get suppressed, they just miss all the flames, but it aims for 2 seconds and then it fires 4 flames, and then it reloads for 8 seconds. So that aim time change was a really big deal, because after 4 flames, if you're still fighting, you know, surely the fight, they're just mega suppressed or whatever. So it's nice to have these. I bring them at 1 vet, because the whole point is as soon as you lose the cohesion, you tend to lose. Of course, they've got the Resolute, right? So they keep their cohesion for even longer, helps them to get some shots off, helps them to actually hit stuff. They will lose to Saperi, RPO, or Flash or whatever, because they shoot faster than this, right? So this is 1.92 seconds for the flamethrower. Now if we look at flash, you'll be like, oh, this is also 1.92. Yes, but the flame goes through the air and it takes time, whereas the flash is like a bullet. So they will make you move, and they do tend to win. But, you know, if you're stationary and they walk into you, or they've got low cohesion or whatever, and you meet each other in the forest, you can actually put up a decent fight, because the aim time is the same. So, yeah, the Pioneer Flam, I learned that from Pro Commie, because I played against him and he brought these, and then he killed me, and I was like, oh, okay. I was playing a different division, so it's not in the guide. Anyway, Conkers, right? So the Conkers is nice. You can bring it in the car if you want, but I like the SPW-70. I like having them. They're good to use. They're good to send around the sides and shoot people. They're good to shoot people in the face. I like having them. And then the 30mm grenade launcher, which is a core part of the deck, right? So you really do need this. Now, of course, yes, PKM teams, right? But this is better. If you can choose between a grenade launcher team and a PKM team, get the grenade launcher team. It's got half the availability and twice the price, but it's more than twice as good. Of course, in terms of just pure people, it's not as good. You don't have, because you'd get 8 guys here, and here you'd only get 4. But the grenade launchers are a bit stupid for a number of reasons. Mainly, it's because the projectiles are almost invisible, and they also ignore cover. So if you're in cover, you just take full damage. They never bothered to tell anybody about that or fix it, but there it is. RT tab, so this is a 1-point slot, so we've got the Acacias at 1 vet, 2 Acacias at 1 vet. It would be nice if they were M109s or whatever with that slightly, slightly bigger caliber, slightly longer range, but the main thing you tend to face in games these days are teams like, like this and this and these, and like little teams like Toad AA guns like this, incidentally I don't bring, and that's where the vet on the Acacias tends to matter, because it means you can shoot more, right? And it's only a 1-point slot, although admittedly I need a 3rd card of supply to keep these firing, so yeah, these two, they're at 1 vet, and then I put a CV next to them, and you can put them on return fire and shoot them both at once, and then try and kill a tank if you want. But yeah, they're very useful. Like, the div is a grindy div. You can do a few things around the side, and you'll see that in some of the examples, sending this around the side, but usually you just want to get the enemy and just punch him in the face repeatedly with the T-55s, the T-72s, the BMP-1s, the grenade launchers, right? If you get into a town, you bring these guys out, and they're very useful, and you'll see that in the examples. Then we have a mortar for smoke, right? And, I've seen people like, oh, I use the Gvozdika for smoke. It just doesn't work. Like, the shells do actually land faster, but it doesn't have the dispersion, and then it's got to reload for 49 seconds. So, like, initially the shells land faster, but then it's not as useful, and this is half the price. You bring it in the MTLB because if you're getting counter-batteried, you load it up into this, and that means you don't die, which is very important. Now, I used to have 2 cards of T-72 command tank in here, and then I lost a game because I couldn't afford my CVs, because these 2 died because I got heli rushed, and then I kept having to buy 200-point CVs. So that's why this is in here, because it's only 110, and it's a 1-point slot, whereas this would be 3 to get, to get these, for example, or these. Obviously, 1 more CV is nice, but for 3 more points, it's not worth it. Especially when we're 50 out of 50, so I'd have to lose this, and so on. Sorry, my voice is sort of giving out here, right? I do apologise. I want the videos to be as good as possible, but, sometimes you're having a bad day and it still needs doing, so... Then you only get 1 card of T-72 M1s, which incidentally can die in 1 hit to Conkers, 1 side shot to Conkers, right? And so this is where a lot of people make the comparisons to 9th East German, which is part of North Ag, right? And they say, well, this div's worse because the T-72s aren't as good as the ones in 9th East German. And that is correct. But because you only get 1 card of these, right? But in 9th East German, I don't think you get T-55s. We can just very, very quickly check. I don't think you do. Or you only get 1 card or something. No, you don't get them. You get the MUV, which is very cost-effective for the price. and then you get 3 cards of M's, and then you get this, which obviously it has the mega range, and like it is better, right? But the point is that you lose the early game advantage in ninth, which you could sort of get past, right? But yeah, you got to play to the division's advantages. What does this div do that other divs don't do? And what it does is the T55As. You get 3 cards of them. The base T72, I don't really rate at all. I mean, I occasionally see people bring it, but I just don't see the point, because you're paying 130 points for no smoke, right? And it's got the same range as the T55, and you might be like, well, it's got more... keep in mind these are at 2-vet, right? So it's got 3 more pen, okay, and it's got more armor so it can survive a Totu, okay, and it's faster, okay, and the NSVT is slightly better than a Dushka, I think. Oh, it looks like they're identical, and so the vet swings it. Okay. But yeah, for 40 points, I just don't really think it's worth it. Like, even the rate of fire is less. So maybe you can make it work. I don't think there's any point to it. So basically, when the game starts out, right, I've got the Spezialaufklärer, and then I've got some T55s, and then I'll be buying BMP1 T55, BMP1 T55, and I'll mix in Cubs and Recon and other stuff, but the general premise is whenever I buy a BMP1 infantry, I will always buy a tank with it. Of course, in some of the earlier examples, I'm not doing that very well, but having now played it about 20 times and beaten some of the best players in the game with it, this is the conclusion I've come to. So, yes, the 2 cards are T55As. You bring them at 2-vet, so you can... because you don't really need that many, right? You got loads of tanks here. And then you swap into the T72Ms. Now, admittedly, if you open T55s and you're on like a narrow kind of engagement and you run into 2 T80BVs, which will be in one of the examples, then I switch into the T72s faster, because this can't do anything to a T80BV and this can. So the disadvantage with these T72s is that they get one-shot side shot by Conkers, so you do have to watch out for that. And this will die in 1 hit to a 30 AP plane missile, whereas this won't. But, I mean, if you compare this to a Chieftain Mark 11, it's just so much better, it's unreal. It is so much better, and it's cheaper. So yeah, it's really something. This div's a lot like First UK, but better, in my opinion. Anyway... So, yeah, and then you bring out the M1s, when you can, right? You basically want to prioritise your M1s over your Ms, because for 25 more points you get the ability to survive the missile, right? Which doesn't actually matter as much as you might think, because you've got the Cubs, but it depends. If you're up against a guy who's spamming a bunch of AT planes, then you get these out first, and get the Cubs behind, this survives, the enemy dies from the Cubs, that sort of thing. Now, you got the Conkers for going around the side and annoying people. So one of the games which will not be in this guide, but I recorded as a separate game, or I will record as a separate game, was versus T-Man Plays. And in that game, I really used these to great effect. Because, they're super fast, they've got good stealth, you can set them around the side, they're good for supporting your pushes and stuff, right? This is only 16 AP, and this is more. So, good to have, good to have. Recon. So this is the main thing that sets it aside from 9th East German. Now, admittedly, 9th East German can just bring the Urn opener or the ERP opener, right? But this is Airborne Forward Deployed, Special Forces, SMGs, SVD, kind of bad AT, but at least it's there. Only 6 guys, which is a pain. But they've got ground surveillance radar, which is better than exceptional optics, for whatever reason. It can see further, and so yeah, you open with these. Now the issue is, of course, you don't have any forward deployed AA, so you can get caught out, and the truck's 90 instead of 100, so people can beat you to positions, but it's a nice way to secure ground at the start, so it's good to have, good to try and keep them alive. If you end up fighting a lot in a town, you can chuck them into the town for the SMGs, but generally you want to use, this in the town, this in the town, and these in the town. You want to keep this for the ground surveillance radar, but they're really nice at the opener. And then, yeah, you've got 6 per card, Recon Aufklärer with the KPVT. KPVT, super nice against helos and stuff in the early game. If you park it behind a building and the helo flies over it, you can just kill it. So nice cheapo Recon here, no vet. This is exceptional optics so your tanks can see. Now, admittedly, I don't do an amazing job of using this. In general, I need to get better at the whole armoured warfare thing. But you will see it occasionally in the examples. It's just usually... Yeah, because it can die, but it's got 3 armor, so it can survive a tank hit, and it's got smoke. And so, yeah, you keep it with your T-72 so your T-72s can see. The alternative is this, which you can send around the side and be annoying, but you already have this one, so what's the point in that? And then a Recon Helo, 4 per card, nice piece of kit. Great for reconning. AA. So yes, the Cubs, the mainstay of the division. You only need 4, really. I mean, if you come up against somebody who, like, air spams you and you lose the game, it's because you played bad. It's not because you needed 4 more Cubs. So, Strela 10M, so in 4th, I bring this, right? But the Strela 10M, and, you know, this can go around the side with the Conkers and be annoying, and that's a thing, right? But the Strela 10M's better against, you know, on the kind of grind, on the frontline grind, because it's got more range, right? It's got more range. They do carry the same number of missiles now. But it's got more range, and it's got perfect stabilizer accuracy. It can just move around while shooting, and that's not a problem. And so that's super useful. You'll see that against 6Y in the first example. You might say, why aren't you bringing this? Well, okay, it's nice to have. It is nice to have as an anti-infantry tool, but I've already got these. And if I got to choose between a grenade launcher, which can go in a building, and the ZU that can't go in a building, I'm choosing the grenade launcher. Especially with the current map pool, all the like factory and stuff, right? And then Igla's at 1 vet, and you'll notice this is at 1 vet as well. You do not need 7 of these. Helis, so if I got 2 cards of this, I'd bring it. But the idea is, you know, the first attack heli you buy is this one, and then the jet comes and it kills it, and hopefully the Cubs kill the jet, and then you bring this out towards the end. The Kokons are nice. It does run out pretty fast, I've noticed, but, you know, they're nice to... Generally, these, in the examples, you'll see these tend to come out towards the end of the game, and it's like a nice ace in the hole kind of thing. Air, so I used to run 2 cards of this, and I decided against it. Generally, I just, you know, rely on the Cubs, good Cub micro, move them after they shoot every single time, or they'll get artied and they'll die, right? Move them after they shoot every single time, and then use this to avenge, or, you know, once they fly into the Cubs, or they're coming into the Cubs, you can open with one of these, right, to make sure these guys don't get killed. But the idea is, once they're flying over the Cubs, this comes in and helps out, because it's not an amazing fighter. It is 3 per card, which is nice, right? It's a lot better than that Phantom in 2nd UK, which is more expensive and 2 per card. But yeah, the idea is, it's probably not going to do anything, but it might. And it's okay against helos. Then we got a Seed plane. This is better against helos, but it, you know, it costs more. It costs 75 points more, or whatever that is. Because 5 would be 170, plus 70 is, yeah, I was right. And yeah, this is a nice piece of kit. You use it with this AT plane, right? This thing could one-shot any heavy tank in the game, right? And it can kill infantry and so on. And then I bring this. You don't have to bring this if you don't want, right? If you're not good at microing, just bring this one, or bring this one. Okay, and use it with the Seed and just be okay. Now, the thing with this is, if you evac it as just before when it shoots, then it's firing its missile from 4,225 meters away, and unless the enemy has Cubs, which is quite common, or Ihawks, which is quite common, the chances of them actually hitting this is very, very low. It does happen if you miss micro, but if there's an enemy armored breakthrough and you just sling this forwards right before it's about to get in range, which obviously requires a lot of practice, you press evac because it keeps going and it'll just shoot it off and swing away. It'll be back in 30 seconds if it doesn't get hit, and usually it doesn't get hit, and you can have the Seed plane right behind it or right in front of it, right? And you get 3 of them in a card, and it's not expensive. And it's like, well, it misses a lot. Well, yeah, it does, but the point is, it's not for if you're like, oh my god, this tank needs to die right now, then yes, of course, you chuck this one at it and you make sure you got the seed with it, or you chuck the fighter in front of it so the fighter absorbs the blows. Okay. But otherwise, this is just for those kind of long term. It's designed around the principle of the division. You're just grinding with the T-55s, the T-72s, right? The infantry plus T-72, infantry plus T-55, infantry plus T-72. And all that time, you've just, once every 30 seconds, this guy just shows up, flinks a missile. If he misses, he misses. If he hits, he hits. Right? It takes a lot of micro, but I really like using them. I really like using them. They used to be 4 per card, but I started using them and then Derek's nerfed it to 3. So that's it for the deck review, and now we'll go through a series of examples, and as always, timestamps in the description, and thank you for watching. Right, so this is the first example. We're against AntZGS, and he's playing 6Y, which is of course a significantly better division than 7th East German. 6Y is an S-tier division. I think most people know that at this point. There are still some who say it isn't. I thought it got the grenade launchers. I guess it doesn't. You don't really need them because you get all the grenade launchers in these BMP-1 PGs, which they get an absolute shed load of, which is really quite ridiculous. So I want to get the Spezialaufklärer in, but this thing does more damage than an autocannon. Does more damage than a Gazelle cannon to infantry. Not as much to vehicles, though, so I can send the vehicle forwards, which is why I'm doing this here, because I know that he can't actually kill the vehicle as fast as an autocannon. But I do kind of freak out here, so... But this time I got it right. Now I'm hiding behind the buildings, so his MI8 doesn't kill me. His opener was dog shit, right? He should have had 2 urns here, and this should have been 2 MiG-21 BIS AAs. But, you know, that's good for me, because obviously his div's way better, so if he plays as well as I do, I'm going to lose. So we unload the Iglas, right? Try and take these guys out. We do eventually get 1. I bought this seed plate. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have bought that. That was dumb of me because, I mean, this guy's here. I do have 40% ECM though, and he's got a 40% accuracy, and he hits me, but at least he doesn't kill me, and I hit him, so... Did have the CV next to that, so it was vetted, and he was very close to me, and my accuracy does increase with reduced range, because I'm radar. Anyway, trying to take out these things, right, and then he also has 3 cards of Special Forces, and he gets the T-64s, right, so it's a very, very difficult matchup for me. Well, 6Y is one of the best divs in the game, right. Now, the issue with 7th Panzer, right, is that you're relying mainly on your tanks, and tanks don't kill infantry and buildings very quickly. You need grenade launchers for that. So you will notice a lot of that. So we try and escape the T-64 BB, right? And we're doing our best to try and kill these guys. You know, I've got the SPW shooting and so on, but yeah, we're sort of getting taken out. Like, his stuff's a lot better. So we did get in here at the start with our airborne forward deployment, right? And over here he killed my... I had an identical set of units and mine lost. I don't know why. Maybe he got the first shot off, maybe I just got unlucky. So yeah, I'm getting pushed out, right? So just doing our best to try and, you know, retreat without losing too many people, trying to use the long sight lines to get the, you know, get the ATGMs on him, right? It's mainly about the suppression, right? So yeah, the grenade launchers obviously kill my infantry super fast, and he gets a lot of these, because, you know, it's only 40 points for all that, which is pretty crazy, actually, if you think about it. So, yeah, the Conkers, I mean, it's just not too effective against that, but it's the best I've got. I should have retreated here, right? That was a mistake. And, yeah, so we send a recon helo. It's only 40 points, and I'm just trying to get out, but this thing is really slow, so I should have just ran out straight away, like, fast move straight out, instead of, you know, because now I'm trying to reverse and stuff, and yeah, he will catch up to me and kill me there, so... Recon helo with AA helo. The issue... Sorry, you know, with proper helo. Fighty helo. The issue, of course, is that he gets, you know, 4 per card MiG-21 BIS AA that he can just sort of chuck at me. But I was like, well, I've got the Cubs, so it's not so bad. But yeah, you can see I'm losing ground basically everywhere. Like I said, his division's better, so... I think I'm going to lose this fight, because I can only engage with the SVD, so I'm bringing up a BMP-1. I'm not sure if... I believe this just kills it, so... It's pretty bad news all around, but you see, I'm trying my best to just lose as few units as possible by falling back, and you'll notice my purchases, right? So I sort of immediately went up to the T-72s. And here we go, so, you know, surely as night follows day, the brain-dead 6Y player chucks in a bunch of MiG-21 bis AAs, which comes one shot, right? And we are covered by the Cub umbrella here. I did land, because I, you know, figured one of them would get through. Basically, he should have attacked with both, but he lost one and then pussied out, and now he's just sitting over both of my Cubs. So you'll notice how much AA I have to buy, because he also gets 6 per card urns at 2 vet, which, you know, 6Y is a very, very stupid division. He spent most of the game telling me it wasn't, and complaining about his bad RNG, so that was cool. Then he tried adding me as a friend. So, when you land these, they can still shoot. I don't know if you know that. As long as they're facing the right way, they can still shoot. So, you see BMP-1 plus T-72, BMP-1 plus T-72. And you'll notice that he's overextending here, right? We're just falling back in good order, try not to lose too many guys, and, you know, just sort it out. If he's on a +1, he's on a +1. You're playing against 6Y, he has infinite panic buttons, right? A panic button is just a way to quickly fix a problem. So, he has 4 MiG-21 bis clusters. This thing, yeah, the RPG isn't as good, right? The other one would have one-shot that, as opposed to two-shotting it. But their anti-infantry capability is better. Then I came up here because I was like, well, he's probably got nobody in here. But for whatever reason... Okay, so I did get that. We don't get much further than that. So yeah, he also gets the Escortinis, and he can just shit out 10 million BMP-1 PGs, which is one of the most cost-effective infantry in the game. You know, anything in the game. Because it's got an ATGM, and 3 armor, and the Grom, and a grenade launcher. And the grenade launchers are very, very good. So yeah, this was an overextension. So I guess I shouldn't have done that. Getting the Tunguska was good, but then I just should have gone straight back as opposed, because I went all the way over here. He's got the tanks. This is on 2 times speed if you're wondering why things are going so fast. So this was the CV that was for over there. Now I'm sending it over here so that I can send the SPW back. In the meantime, I moved up here. So my BMP-1 got taken out, but my Motschützen made it. I brought an Igler with me because I knew that he would buy the urns. And yeah, we're just trying to sort this out, but we're not quite in range for the... You know, you really got to be paying attention against these BMP-1 PGs, because they don't... You can't see that it's shooting at you, and then you just die. But yeah, the T-64s really messed me up. I can't really do too much about that, so I tried to get out of the way there. I was a little bit too slow. Even the T-72s, you know, he deals a lot more damage to me than I deal to him. I deal like 2 damage to him, and he deals about 5, I think. Might be 6. So... I brought the healer over here, and unsurprisingly chucked another one of those out at me. These one-shot those, so I just landed it. And then, you know, I took it off again. So we're trying to push back in here. I brought the seed out for the Escortini, I think. Oh no, this was the one I bought before, so it was just back up. And then he sends another one out, right? So we land again. And the idea is that, you know, this represents another panic button, right? As do the Escortinis, as do the infantry that come in helos, the Luftsturmjäger. So this was here, and you'll notice I had it like there, and then I moved up a little bit. Went on the Escortini, but I got hit by Ziegler or something. I'm not sure what happened there. So then he hits my seed plane with his 40% accuracy MiG-31. But, you know, he's really fucked up here because now I'm... You know, even if that one had missed, we'd have had another one on him, another chance, so... All's well that ends well. Killing a MiG-31 in exchange for seed is a big deal. And this is how you have to play against 6Y. It's more of a guide. This example in particular is more of a guide on how to play against 6Y, because then they just shit out the next thing, then they shit out the next thing. It's rough, but it is what it is, right? They don't want to fix it, so... Stays that way. So yeah, we're bringing in 1 BMP, 1 T-72, 1 BMP, 1 T-72, right, and you know, one CV, because yeah, this is... So yeah, we hit him there. He was on defensive, so it just immediately popped the smoke. But the idea was, you know, try and get as many in on him as possible. We are trying to sort this out. I just needed to look at him so that I could hit him with this, which we spoke about, right? One shots, heavy tanks, T-72s, T-64s. They get 3 top armor, so. But yeah, he's got me here. Like I said, this is very cost effective. Well, this is the other one. It costs the same amount. But so is this. So is this for 35 points. It's also very cost effective. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. I think he got hit by this or something. And then there you go. So he also gets, you know, 4 more of these because it comes with this. So you got to be careful. Now he's bringing out the book. Like, the fact that I'm able to use my planes at all is a big like, it means he's playing bad, basically, because if there was just one book back here the whole time, I just would never be able to do any of this. It would just get shot constantly. So he's finally sussed that out, and the book's coming up now. So he's taken this, but I've taken this. He is still on the +1. We are still losing. So you get the mortar for the smoke, right? And we've got our little T-72 blob. We got to be careful because of the infantry and so on. And then, yeah, there was another... I think that was a BMP-1 I just got there, so... And now I know the book's there, and he buys the next one. But yeah, you just shouldn't have bought the Tunguskas, basically. That just should have been a book straight off the bat. It's literally only 155 points, so now we're moving forwards. 1 T-72, 1 Motschützen, right, because this is 80, and this is 170. So that means it's 250 for that combo. Smoke can get the guys in, right? We got the Motschützen up. Of course, we can't hold against, like, the PKM team. The PKM team will kill us, as will the T-64, but the idea is just to finally get a tick on the go. But yeah, you can buy one of these and one of these in a tick. That's a 3-point thing. The recon helo is always with the attack helo. Just looking at mid as well. And yeah, wow, it's happening again. So we kill this one, but he still kills me. So that was his 4th one, I think. And then this, I wanted to bend around for that, and then I realised, oh shit, there's a lot of AA there. So I send out the seed, and the seed hits one of the books, which is great. I mean, it's got 40% ECM, so that's good stuff. It's doing its job. And yeah, you'll notice I just sent the tank out because I needed to send it back to here, because that was the one from there. So that's my bad, really. So yeah, I've basically only got 1 CV on the map at the moment. And yeah, we just keep having to push him back out of here, and now he buys the urns, and that's why the Igla's there, but the Igla engages the Motor Strelky because I'm retarded, so... Now we don't have a good counter to the urns, and now he sends out the MiG-21 BIS cluster, but he fucks it up, like he bends too much, and then he flies over all my Cubs with his MiG-31, but he gets out. And like I said, he kept saying the RNG was fucking him over, and he only lost because of the RNG. He said that several times to me, which I thought was very funny. So, you see, I send the seed right. You slow this down. So I sent out the fighter, and then the seed right behind it, but he switched on, you know, good of him, he only switched this back on after that. So then I was like, okay, come back around, kill the book, and I was going to use the bomber to shoot the book, but sadly he one-shot the bomber. And then the MiG-21 BIS cluster gets through. It gets through all the other stuff, but he messes up on the book, but then my seed misses the book and then dies to a Tunguska and an Igla. But he got, like I said, he kept telling me that his RNG was bad, so it must be true. Anyway, this has an AT, but it's only got 1, so I should just kill it, I think. Although I seem to remember this died. No, maybe it didn't. It must have been later. So, trying to sort this out, but yeah, it's hard. We need to kill the BMP ones. He gets like 3 or 4 cards. Yeah, it did. It killed. He killed that somehow. I don't know, because like he only had 1 rocket, so I think he must have smoked, and then it must have shown its side armor, because that wouldn't one-shot that. So that must have been what happened. Anyway, this is the one we spoke about, that you're supposed to evac it straight away, and I just completely fucked it up. So, like I said, it's hard to use. But yeah, the fact that this survived is really something. You'll notice he also killed my CV, so I had to go... And this is back when I was using the 2 cards of T-72 CVs, so it's very expensive to buy. Next panic button comes out. Absolutely nonsensical. My tracks are broken, so I'm not getting out of that one. They die in 1 hit to Cubs, which is why I've got 2 Cubs back here. I'm not sure which one just killed it. Either way, we would have got a minimum of 2 more shots off on him there, because it flies over, so this might have shot him as well. But yeah, even if, because that was a first shot kill on a very long range AA, and it still got the bombs off and still killed the thing, and that is why it is the ultimate panic button, because it's just, it doesn't really matter what you do, it's going to kill you. I mean, you can intercept it in some ways. These are 2-vet by default, without compromising availability, unlike everybody else's. And yeah, so we spot this now, but he's... So yeah, we get this up, and he starts screeching about this as well. He says it has 100% accuracy. So there you go, it misses. 100% accuracy there. And it hits. So I guess he only started paying attention after that, because it then proceeds to hit that one. So... But, you know, almost 2/3 accuracy tends to do that to a man. So we're trying to kill this motor strelky, right? I've got the fighter. He's got 1 HP. I just need to shoot 1 bullet at him, but he hits me with the cub. But yeah, I think... Oh, he was on attack move there or something. The missile lost its tracking. So I buy this again, which I don't know how smart that is, really. Because, yeah, I mean, at least I didn't get hit. You can see I've got a bunch of Iglas all over the place, because I know how much AA he's got. And then this, admittedly, does shoot twice and kill him, but it has a salvo length of 4, so it would have just kept firing there. And he couldn't see me because he didn't have recon, so he was dead anyway. Oh well, okay, I suppose it could have missed 4 times in a row, that does happen. I lose my recon helo to the buck, and there you go, he's bringing the MiG-21 BIS cluster around again to snipe the tank again, right? Next panic button, next panic button, next panic button. What a joy to fight against this wonderful division. But you see how we're doing it with the 7th East German, right? We've got the, you know, 1 infantry, 1 tank, 1 infantry, 1 tank. Right, here's another tank, here's another infantry with the BMP-1. I didn't know this guy was up here. He can't see me, so he's just aiming. Right, he gets the Strela, and then the Cubs. The Cubs are now at 2-vet, and they were all resupplied and stuff, so we would have got him there. At least you'd hope so. So I think I wanted to use this to strafe the moat Strelky, or I just sort of forgot again. Like, I was playing like crap. So that was really dumb of me. At least that one didn't hit. So yeah, don't put a guy in here. That's something I learned, because they can shoot you from there no matter what. So you always want to be in the building, otherwise they can always shoot you. So that's something I learned. Also, he also gets Mordschutzen, so not only does he get Saperi RPO and Luftstromjäger and Luftstromjäger Metis and Spetsgrupper, he also gets my unit too. He gets Mordschutzen, so wow, what a wonderful division. But at this point, you know, he keeps blind sending stuff down these roads and we keep killing them. So that's kind of sorted. And yeah, this guy ends up dying and he ends up getting back in here again. So I've got the T-72 out, but as surely as night follows day, the next panic button is purchased. And this time I don't think I get out. Oh, okay. Maybe it was next time. But he does get out, so... He also has better artillery than me, gets the Giatsin, which is like the Akatsiya, but much better, because it has a longer range, better aim time. The salvo length isn't too useful, but it's got less dispersion and it shoots faster, basically. The actual firepower of the round is identical. I'm not sure where my Akatsiya is. I don't think I've bought one. Not really needed one. So yeah, trying to get this guy... and you know, you can just pop out of this and then pop back in and pop in and pop back out. I wanted to get the bomber up, right? So yeah, we can kill him here, but then the buck hits me again. I did have it clicked on it, but for whatever reason, like, it couldn't turn enough, so I had to go around. I sent the CV... Yeah, do you see what I've done here, right? So I'm smoking here, that's not where the CV is. So that's something you can do, because, yes, he is bombing the CV, and he would MiG-21 BIS cluster. Sorry, he's going for the smoke, because he thinks that's where the CV is, so that's why it's not there. So that is something you can do, right? Or you can get 2 smoke mortars, smoke 2 places, right, and then he's got 50% chance of hitting you. We get the Motor Strelky Commander with the T-72. I bought another Cub now. Yeah, next panic button, so I fast path. So what I did there was I pop smoke, he sees me here, and then I fast path through the smoke, because that's the fastest I can go. And that way I actually survive it. If I hadn't fast path there, I would have died. If I'd gone backwards, I would have died. So yeah, you just gotta kill the next panic button, kill the next panic button, kill the next panic button. Really dumb div, but there it is. Trying to send the Conkers around the side as we spoke about. You know, if I can kill the Jiatsint, great, but what I really wanted to do is kill this guy, because I realised I just can't fucking kill this guy. This is really not ideal. But yeah, he does get an easier time in mid, because there's a church about here somewhere. I don't see it. It's around here somewhere, it's just, it's so dark, it's always really hard to see it. Is it that one? No. There is definitely a church around here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, so he gets this, but he doesn't seem to have noticed that he gets that, because he's not put anybody in there. I mean, that would have been a great place to put a Recon, or a Conkers, or a PKM team, or a Metis. So then I send the next bomber, and it gets intercepted again. First shot by the Buck, but don't worry, his RNG is really bad. He only lost because he has bad RNG, as he kept telling me. Anyway, so we're behind him here, so he has to turn all the way around. You know, he's got less than 50% accuracy, and finally something goes right. So we're in here, we keep smoking, we keep moving forwards and backwards, right? I cap the zone, I just leave, because I don't want to get hit by a cluster thing. I'm running out of CVs at this point. This was a mistake, I suppose, so I do end up sending it back. I try and put Strela up here so I can cover this, and you know, this time I've learnt my lesson. From this game I learnt that lesson, that you should just never put anybody in here, because the guys here can always shoot you, so you want them in the buildings. So, start shooting this. He can't actually see me here, and you'll notice, yeah, he keeps sending those rocket helos, but I've got a lot of Iglas, just got to keep taking them out, just keep taking them out, keep taking them out. So I hit him a couple times here, and then I'm like, okay, he's going to get me. I didn't realise these guys were coming up, so they got me. I was basically just screwed there anyway. I should have retreated before, you know, after I killed the other guy. I should have just gone up here and around there or something, but, you know, he gets lots of helos, so he would have cleaned me out anyway. So now he's sending some mot shots up here, but I was ready, I was expecting this, so we get him, and I'm 2 vet now because I killed Summit, and I'm, you know, it's the same unit, but I killed Summit, so my vet went up, and I'm in the open and he's not. Over here, similar thing happens. T-72s have 3 top armor, which makes them quite resilient to artillery. And yeah, the Metis one-shot the BMP-1s, so it's nice to have on a map like this. So yeah, then he starts bombing this. To be honest, I should have moved it after it finished engaging. Well, that was a bit dumb of me, really. But yeah, we're on the +1 now, and he's running out of panic buttons. He hasn't ran out yet, but we killed all 6 urns. We killed all 4 MiG-21 BIS AAs. We've killed most of the adders. We've killed most of the helo, like MI8 TV guys. You know, the rocket ones that come with the guys. He does still have a couple MiG-21 BIS clusters up, and yeah, the T-72s, you can bring them in close range, but you want to screen it with infantry just to make sure you don't get side shots. So this is a lot of epic micro here, but you'll see the folly of my ways in a second. Because yeah, we're trying to, you know, blob a bit and close range, because I can only kill these at close range, otherwise he's just going to kill me, right? So, got to get in there. And yeah, you'll notice this isn't in the smoke itself. So now he's sending this around the sides, and I side shot him with this, and then this shot him in the front, so that ended up going down. I got a Pioneer Flam in here for the next thing, and yeah, this has been a very tense game, action-packed game, so there hasn't been much opportunity to speed up. So yeah, we're just trying to, so that was a side shot, right, the Conker's got him. That's a really nice, so there's like a road here that just sees all the way down, and there's another one here that does the same on the other side. He gets one that does the same thing. Can't find it at the moment. He might already be in it. Yeah, no, it's not that one. There is one that does it back here somewhere. There it is, it's this one. So yeah, we're trying to, because we don't want to, nobody wants to get hit by the 18 pen RPG, but then yeah, he still had one left, right, and we kill it, but you can never stop it. I mean, well, you can, but it's very, very hard to do, so you can only avenge yourself, and that's just what it is against 6Y. So you'll notice this was way behind the other ones for that reason. So at this point, I'm just way too far ahead of him. I've taken too many good trades. I've finally dealt with all his panic buttons. All 4 MiG-21 BIS AA are down. You'll notice I've got this here to try and shoot him as he comes around the side. I sort of messed up here. I didn't realise he could see me. It's just not thick enough. I think he can always see me if he wants to. And this thing has exceptional optics. So at this point, yeah, we've won. So So yeah, you see the idea: infantry plus tank, infantry plus tank, infantry plus tank, and that was that AT plane that, you know, it sometimes it hits. 1/3 of the time it's going to hit. So he buys some mortars to do some smoking, but I mean it's too late in the day really. Killed too much of his stuff. The big blob is getting all the kills. So you see the idea, right? So, you know, we're rank 13, he's rank, he was rank like 50, okay, so he's still rank 50. And you see the idea. To be honest, I could have bought the Acacias, but yeah, I mean, the Cubs have to kill everything, and the idea is your stuff's relatively cheap, and so if it dies to a plane, but you kill the plane, you're winning. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, you know, obviously, if you lose 2 urns to an AA piece, don't send 2 more in. But, you know, 6Y trains people to just not use their brain, because they don't have to when they play this division. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's get on to the next example. Right, so this is the next example. We're playing against 39Y on Omen Duel. So 39Y is, in my opinion, a worse division, because yeah, he gets T80 BVs, and T80 BVs do absolutely shred me, right? But Mott shuts and beat Motostrelki, right? He gets Saperi RPO, okay, fine. But we get the better opener, so you see we're getting in before him. He doesn't respect that, and so he dies. And you see we got Grand Surveillance Radar here, Grand Surveillance Radar up to here, or whatever, and one up to here to get round to the side. Now, he opens 2 T80 BVs. I did hint upon this in the deck review, this example. Well, here we are. I opened 2 CVs, right, the SPW 50s. One goes Elena Dimitri, one goes Anna Center Boris. This one ends up going into Boris, and this one goes for Gregory. This is another thing, because you've got the airborne forward deployment. You can just send one up here. The T-55s are absolutely bloody useless versus these, so I start switching into T-72s relatively quickly. Because, yeah, I deal 1 damage to him. If that, I can't actually shoot at max range. So yeah, we got this all the way up, we got a niggler with it in case something happens. And we're just trying to play what... So I notice, okay, he's got 2 T80 BVs. So that means that he can't have much on the sides. So I start attacking on the sides. Turns out he did actually have quite a bit on the sides. So I end up losing most of this. And yeah, the T80 BV is a really big issue for me. The main way you beat it is by just having, you know, 10 million T-72. So yeah, we lose that. I believe I lose this or something. Or I already lost a KPV. So I didn't lose too much there, but I just thought there'd be less there. So yeah, we are trying to play wide because he's got 2 T80 BVs, which means that he can't have too much on the side. So we're pressuring this, right? He's retreated out of here. I'm not really sure why. I think he didn't know, because I did have infantry up here. He did end up killing it, but I guess he thought I must have another one, and he was worried. So had him rattled, right? T-55 just gets side shot by Conkers in 1 hit, so watch out, that does happen. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I should have just reversed there, basically. So I've only got an SVD here, so I'm slowly plinking away with the SVD. Got the Conkers up to here, you see how useful these are. And yeah, if you want to cover like a wide array of ground, I appreciate all the cars have died now, but you just buy this for 65 points with the vehicle. And, you know, you put this here and then put the vehicle there. You put this here and put the vehicle there. And, you know, on maps like Factory, where people are like, oh, it's too wide, you can literally spend 130 points on covering that, because it gives you 4 units. You can do the same with, you know, Motostrelki for 160. Or Mott Schutzen for 160, right, in the BMP ones. So, Su-25 rocket, I'm trying to come round for that, but I know there's a Cub back here, because I can see it. I didn't know there were 2, but yeah, I'm trying to kill the Cub, sort of. I mean, I didn't realise this was going down such a dumb road, actually, but I thought the Cub was dead now, so I come in. I didn't realise there was a second. But, you know, my own Cubs are here, and so we've got a fighter on him and Cubs, and we do get him, but we die for it, because he's got this mega vetted OSA. So yeah, we're trying to push all the sides and stuff. This is on a hill, so it can actually see that. It must have been a near miss, otherwise it would have killed it. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, it's because I'm on a hill, right? So, as you can see, I can still see him. So, yeah, we pushed up into here. I did buy a CV, but it takes time to come in. 1 infantry, 1 T-55. 1 infantry, 1 T-55. And, yeah, I'm just trying to push the sides, because I'm like, well, he's got all these T-80 BVs, so the sides must be weak. And, you know, we get a Strela 10M, really nice for these, you know, these little blobs, basically, the little blobs. Send a Strela 10M with them, that's your organic air support. Fires 4 before it has to reload, so the chance of you hitting him twice in that 4 is, you know, 100% basically. it's very high. This, really, the other one should be in front, but I knew that all that was here was a Saperi RPO. And yeah, the grenade launchers, I can't remember if he gets those on 39Y, he probably does. So, yeah, the idea is, you know, he beats me at the long range, so I just don't be long range. Now, I knew this was here, because I could see everything with this, so I just ride this into him and kill him. And yeah, 1 T55 on BMP1. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I stunned him and his Grom shot killed me. His 17% accuracy Grom shot. So what can I say? I'm very bad. MTLB, oh yeah, I got that with this. But I could never get a CV in here, which was much to my chagrin, as they say. Basically, this smoke mortar should have come up here, but it got to about here, and these guys stopped it from getting over there. So, because yeah, I should have just smoked here and driven a CV straight in. I would have been on a +4. Because if this goes on too late, I'm going to lose. Because he gets the T80 BVs, and I can't really kill those. As you've noticed, the T80 BV blob is very powerful here. So, as you can see, I'm not really doing anything to him. And the BMP2s, of course, help. So, yeah, this ends up getting caught out. I'm trying to get in here, but he's doing a good job of dealing with that, frankly. Like, the reason I wanted to show this game off, and the last game, is because my opponents are really good, right? Not too much point in showing off a game where your opponents are, like, terrible, right? Especially given that it's a guide. But, you know, sometimes you'll be against terrible opponents. So, yeah, trying to... I mean, so I just start smoking the CV, right? Start smoking the CV. You'll notice there's a lot of that in the game. This game in particular, right? Use smoke. Use smoke. People see it as cheap, and it's like, well, I should just be allowed to shoot you with my long-range stuff. And I say no, and then they call you cheap. You gotta let me kill you. I don't think I do. So one of these should have been a tank. There's the tank, I suppose. But yeah, I just immediately get twatted by the T80 BV. It's one-shotting me, so... So yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Saperi RPO, you'd expect to kill more shots, and so yeah, he's really got my number here. I tried getting up in here as well. I just never managed it. I was losing too much stuff. AT plane comes out, misses, which is the usual. But you know, for whatever reason, our 3 cubs there couldn't kill that guy. We didn't hit him once. I think that hit was from an Igloo because, or this, because it didn't deal 9 damage there, so... But yeah, we've got this one, so we are actually on a +2, right? And the thing is, what he needs to do is just run... Because this wouldn't be able to shoot that because of the minimum range. He needs to run an infantry in here and kill it. Like this, if he just kept looking for it, he'd find it, and then he can sort it out. I mean, this itself wouldn't be able to kill it. He'd need an infantry with an AT. So then we start moving up Motshots and round here, and the smoke is really paying dividends. This push ends up not really working out, basically. Moto Strelky, like, I mean, it's worse, but it's also 10 points cheaper, so it's not actually so bad. So yeah, I'm looking. I don't know. I don't think I can see that cub. Oh, I can check. No, I can't. Big sad because it doesn't come up in blue there. But so then I just start falling back, right? Because he's now got T8BV over here. I can't really kill these. It's a really big problem. So I start putting people over here. I'm trying to move up through this side so I can get over, but yeah, this guy was really good. And then I saw his rank at the end, and I was like, oh, that doesn't make much sense. There's a lot of people like that. You play against them, you're like, what's going on here? Some of them do intentionally D-rank. So like Pastilla Vista recently decided to D-rank. So we got another cub there, which is big. So sadly I miss him, because at that range I would have done a lot of damage there, but for whatever reason I missed. At least I didn't die, right? So, yeah, we're trying to hide out. What? Okay. So, SU-25 rocket, very powerful piece of kit. The cub that was here must have died or something. So there definitely was a cub over there. And, yeah, we missed him, and he's pushing me back through here. Like, you can see, as the game goes later, the T80 BVs do just kind of kill all my shit. So, admittedly, I wasn't using my tanks too effectively here. So he's pushing me back, and we've still got the smoke, right? And we own this. He doesn't have this, so got this in the sort of reverse slope to try and deal with that, but he sends forward some Resvedka Saperi. SU-24 just keeps dodging my cubs. And yeah, I'm trying to sort this out, but he's cut me here, so he's killing everybody. I should have sent that T-72 forwards. And then he dove that, flew over the cubs, and made it out with both of them. And then he comes back and he tries to kill it, but cubs, man. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. And then I don't know, I just miss him. He puts that in the wrong place, right? I'm in here. I guess he gets something out of it. So I'm trying to reinforce this. I'm trying to reinforce this. In the meantime, I'm getting messed up. This is why you put it in the MTLB, so it's got some armor so it can survive. T-72 here is doing some good work. My AT plane got 2-shot there by an OSA and did not kill its target, so that's obviously not good. And yeah, so we do manage to hit that guy, but it doesn't kill him. So we're getting royally messed up here. Like, I do think my div's better because of the early game advantage, but it does lend itself to... And there you go, 2 of them. We did manage to hit that T-80BB, right? It hits a third of the time, so... And that was 3 shots in total, right? Because the first one got hit by the OSA twice after shooting and didn't do it. So, yeah. It's a rough one. So I actually played this one before the other one, so it was when I was still kind of learning the div, but... Yeah, he was really kicking my ass with the T-80BVs, and the main thing is smoke closer range, use the AT planes if you can, right? And the idea was, I can play wide better than him because my tanks are cheaper, so I did. I didn't quite get into Ivan, but I took Gregory, and if I hadn't done that, if I'd just sat here and ate T-55s all day, then I probably would have died. So we do get that. I think we die for it, but... So yeah, he's pushing me out here. I could have had a smoke mortar here, smoking that as well, but it's hard to do the micro. So he's pushing me out. But yeah, he just never sorted this out. All he had to do was buy a couple of infantry and run him in here. He would have got me, but for whatever reason, he didn't want to do that. The seed plane I was using to shoot him because it's got guns and 2 side missiles, so we do actually get him there. I just evac it now. I'm pretty sure it dies because this has like 8 missiles. So yeah, I'm trying to take out the BMP2s, but my optics aren't great, so I have to buy a recon helo. I kind of mong out here. Right, 30-point recon helo, it's really nice to have for per card, very useful. And yeah, the Saperi do slowly kill these, but really quite slowly. The T-72 is really good against helos at close range because of the NSVT. And yeah, the CV here died, just got spotted. I should have smoked with it, like I just wasn't paying enough attention. So I got the Mi-24V, trying to get people up here. I sent a recon helo, oh it's this, isn't it? And it just immediately gets twatted by the autocannon, so that was dumb of me, right? If I'd used my brain a little bit more, that wouldn't have happened, so he gets taken out by the Mi-24, he only had 1 HP. And yeah, imagine if I hadn't smoked, I would have lost, because... For whatever reason, he doesn't seem to want to deal with this. Just has to run some infantry in, but not only is it holding up all his tanks, I suppose he probably figured more of these were in there. I was trying to get them in there, but they kept dying. I was trying to cross this divide. So, yeah, I think we buy another CV, another T-72. We're falling back here now because now he's coming down here. But yeah, it's crazy. I think a lot of people play on like alt accounts and stuff, or they reckon, because everybody knows this is me now. I keep having to change my name because people keep recognizing me, and then they know what I'm going to do because they've seen all my videos, right? So yeah, I wanted to get these guys in there, but the smoke, I don't know, I just wasn't doing a good job of it. He 3v1 my plane there, so he is sorting this out, and I'm on the reverse slope here trying to shoot his guys. I wanted to kill these guys, but that clearly didn't work out. So AT plane again, right? Immediate evac moment. and probably gonna die, but I was getting and yeah, it missed, so I just didn't hit anything. That was the one on this side, so I'm getting back in here. And yeah, we're just, trying to keep the smoke up. I do believe I run out of supply at some point. The Cubs are shooting him, trying to unload this lot. And yeah, in the late game, you do lose to T80 BVs. I think that's normal, really. If your opponent can use them properly and you don't kill too many of them, right? You do tend to lose to it. But the point is, we've got 1,750 point lead, so... Then he flies over all the Cubs and makes it out again, because... Yeah, that's just how it works. Miss again. Get him eventually. Right, but yeah, where he's put it, obviously I have the opportunity here to shoot him, so I just used that because, I was in a hurry. So he's low cohesion, so he shouldn't hit me here. So I just fast path and take the risk, and yes, he should miss me there, but obviously it doesn't always work like that, so sometimes he just hits you and you die. So. But I was panicking, right? 10 minutes on a +3. I did lose this here. Lost my HE bomber. He's got air superiority because the Cubs are out of ammo. Oh yeah, I remember now. This is when I still had 2 cards of supply, I think. Which is why I put a 3rd one in. I think. Might be wrong there. That's 2 different ones. Let's look for the MTOB supply. But yeah, this was basically because I hadn't had enough practice at this point on the div and my ratios were wrong. So now he's conga lining down here as well. We got the rear aspect shots and so on. I want to shoot him in the side and stuff, but he's really good at recovering his things. Like, he doesn't lose too many of them. I smoked this, right, to get that in there. So he's only on a +1 with 8 minutes, which isn't enough. And yeah, shoot some of his supply. Shoot one of his supply. You'll notice I haven't bought the Acacias, there was no time for it in this game. Then the Iglas, just 2-shot immediately twat me, that's a shame, but it happens. So I'm trying to get this back in. The AT plane, I'm just flying in circles because then he can't shoot me. I wasn't aware he was out of missiles, but as long as I just keep spinning in circles, he shouldn't get me. Then I evac when I'm facing away from him. Give me the longest time to get out before he can get on me. But yeah, he was out of missiles. I ended up not killing him either. He was on 1 HP. But now I'm back in here, which stops the tick. But this thing is not long for this world, so... these RPGs are kind of bad, but he's got me flanked, so... Then I kill a Metis squad, apparently. So yeah, I don't understand how that died so quick, because maybe it was a side shot, right? So he's getting the points up. So yeah, against T72, against T80s, play wide and smoke everything. Right? Hopefully this gives you some ideas. Could have done a better job keeping my Cubs supplied. Obviously attacking in 3 places at once is kind of difficult to do, made me lose a lot of units. And you see this, right? I spoke about this in the deck review. Just sling one evac, sling one evac, sling one evac. It's got 30% ECM, and you're very far away. And yeah, I hit him. He didn't die, but I'll be back in a minute. So at this point, he is very much in here. I'll admit, I do kind of prefer being on the other side because you get to here, which means you can basically see everything. But this guy, I don't know, he used always 80 and didn't kill anything. But so you notice I've got this on the side to shoot them in the side, right? So he's on a +2, reversed out of that. We've got the Kokon one now. I bought the non-Kokon ones first, as you know. And yeah, with a mix of this and this poking out and shooting him, we killed that. This is cutting the reinforcements. Track's broken on this. I don't really have anything that can kill it though, because this has run out of rounds. So, and at this point, it was a really close game. And if I hadn't smoked, I would have lost. If I hadn't played wide, I would have lost. If I'd got in here, I probably would have won a lot faster actually, because that would have been another +4. But I messed up, right? And you see, I mean, he's missing me actually, but I'm doing like 1 damage to him, so so it's not ideal. And so we see the CV, we focus the CV, seed's out in front to make sure that it doesn't die. If they're out of ammo, you can't see them with the seed for whatever reason. He sends this on the helo, he's probably going to get it, but it is what it is. Because, yeah, there's not enough time left for him to win. So get another side shot plus Conquers thing on there. And, yeah, my T-72 play should have been a lot better, basically. I'll show you another example where my T-72 plays a lot better on the same map, and you see how differently it goes. But, yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, he's only ranked 66. Well, how? I don't understand it at all. He played very, very, very well. That's what happened to one of my Cubs, apparently. And in the meantime, if you look at his T80 BVs, look at that. Look how many things it killed. So yeah, you do struggle against like M1A1's T80 BVs, T80Us, but the point, or Leopard 2A4s, I suppose, Leopard 2A3s, I guess, as well a bit. But the point is that you play wide into these heavy divs, and you should have a good early game advantage, and you can hide people, you know, in the reverse of a forest, like the tanks as well. Like, you're good at close range, so that's the kind of fight you want to take. So that's how it's played, right? I'll show you the next example. Right, so just quickly, we're on Omen Duel again, and this is after I'd had some more practice. So I'm playing as 7th, obviously. My opponent's playing as 79Y. We're on the other side, which I prefer, because your forward deployment gets to here, and then they can just see the entrance. Right, whereas on the other side, the forward deployment gets to here, and he can't really see it, so... But yeah, Spetsnaz Gru get there the same time as Spezial Aufklärer, so you just gotta have the knowledge, right? So I think he would have got to this side before me. I'm not 100% on that. And yeah, at this point, my T-72 play's gotten a lot better. You see he's also using the UAZs to sort it out. He slowly drove a Resvedka BMP-2D up here, and I got it, so... not sure why that's so quiet. There it is. So, yeah, Conquers on the sides, getting stuff as they come in. Controlling the sides is very important on this map. And, yeah, 1 T-55, 1 infantry. 1 T-55, 1 infantry. And you can see my play's a lot tighter this time, although I do make some mistakes here. It's just generally, so he's got the T-80B-V, right? This time I'm not going as heavy on the sides, for whatever reason. Just didn't feel like it, I guess. My KPV loses to his KPV, I'm not sure why, but... yeah, we lose the MTLB munition in there. And yeah, the multi-T-55s are pretty useful. Grenade launcher is pretty useful. But yeah, you see I'm not really hurting him very much, but the idea is, you know, you use the infantry as well, try and get the infantry in there. The idea is you got to treat your tanks more like infantry and use them with your infantry. They're not really good tank versus tanks, they're tank versus infantry tanks. And you know, they can... so I'm trying to like side-shot him and so on, just overwhelm him with numbers. But yeah, it's the double T-80BV. We got the Conquers in nice spots this time. Well, I seize these, I suppose. The BMP-2 with this around the side. Controlling these side things is very important. Not sure what happened to him, I think he got hit by the... And yeah, my T-72 control gets a lot better here, so... okay. But you see the idea, right? In a 1v1 he wins, so we're not doing a 1v1. In his tank versus my tank, his tank wins. Well, I can also afford a Motschütze. I can afford these three for the price of this. This is 260, this is 80, and this is okay. This is 195, so it's actually a bit more. But the T-72M, not the M1, I can buy with these. But you see, I'm getting the M1s out because I need to fight T-80BVs, so I'm reaching for the top shelf, as it were. And yeah, I don't know, I just prefer being on this side, because you get this ATGM position and so on. I think it's better, but I've heard people say the other side's better, so... So yeah, don't use these alone against enemy tanks. I saw this because of the Aufklärer that was there. Sadly, we did miss it. But yeah, you know, we got good recon on the sides. Owning the sides is important. And we're using the T-72s much better. Much better this time. So this time we're playing a little narrower, but I'm still trying to do the exact same thing, basically. I was just less successful with it this time on the sides, but more successful in the mid. And yeah, I mean, he was dead, but okay. close range, we do a bit more. We do a bit more killing. So I think there's another fight where, because I can see this for whatever reason, I can see it, and so yeah. Do you see? I just 3v1 him here, right? And so that's how you beat him. You got to 3v1, 2v1 him, 3v1 him. One tank, one infantry, right? One tank, one infantry. One tank, one infantry. Now at this point he just kind of gives up, right? Because he's lost his TABBs. But yeah, so I hope that was useful. Now on to the next example. And he, he's not bad. He's ranked. Oh, okay. It's gone down a bit, but 60% win rate. He should have a high rank, really. It's just that he's not played as many games. If he'd played more games, that rank could be higher with that win rate. So yeah, next example. Right, so I have a video on the channel called Warno Guide How to Beat a Heli Rush, and it is me playing 7th East German on this map against a Heli Rusher, and I'm on this side. This is not that game. In this game, I lose to a Heli Rush. So why am I including it? Couple reasons. One is professional integrity. I always get people having a go at me. The other one is my composition here is way, way worse than the composition in that game, right? So I was expecting some helicopters, right? But I should have bought a Strela 10M. Right, because these only shoot once and then they gotta reload. They're nice in the high rises, but I should have had a Strela 10M or a Cub. And in that guide, I'm pretty sure I had both, or at least I had 2 Cubs, and then I bought the Strela 10Ms. So Delta, get there before you. 101st is absolutely incredible on this map, right? Because it's, it's this very nice map for 101st. This was just, I was just playing very badly. Like, why wasn't this unloaded? Why did he die there? That was really dumb of me. I'll admit I was a bit tired when I was playing, but, you make mistakes, you point them out. So, getting in here, right, this was in a good spot, but he has a full power sniper rifle and I just have a DMR, so it doesn't go as far. And this is before I had the... So if there was a Strela 10M here, right, what would have happened is none of these would have been able to kill the Strela 10M, and they all would have died. And then I would have just won the game. So instead of opening 3 Iglas and no AA apart from that, I should have had a Strela 10M. So here's me overcommitting on Strela. Like, this is too much AA now, basically. So the mistakes have been made, right? And the idea was I wanted to get in here, and we got some Iglas. They're hitting, right, sometimes. And yeah, the Iglas killed the little birds pretty well, but like I should have hidden that behind the building. I should have hidden that behind the building, So I'm just playing badly. I'm not sure what that killed. It definitely got something. Yeah, it was an infantry squad here. So yeah, we're trying to kill the Delta, right? And but he's got infantry in here, so he just kills all my AA again. Like, I really just was not paying enough attention. Looking back at this, it's really bad. It's kind of embarrassing to look at, but hopefully you guys appreciate me including it so we can see the mistakes that were made. What not to do, right, is as good as what to do. If you want to see me playing 7th Panzer in like a live game where I get heli rushed and I didn't expect it, check the link in the description, that'll be there. It was an 82nd heli rush as opposed to 101st heli rush, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, if only I had been a bit more clued in, right? So at this point also I have 4 of these in the deck instead of 2 of the T55 AKs, and this was the game that made me change my mind on that, because I just couldn't afford CVs. They kept dying before I could buy them, right? Because I just had 2 of these and they died, and then I had to keep buying 200-point CVs that just kept getting sniped. So he's coming in here, I can see him, but I couldn't really do anything about it, so... I knew he was doing it, I just couldn't stop him, so... Yeah, these guys all got taken out. Basically, I should have played a bit more conservatively. There should have been a Strela 10M here. It would have changed the whole thing. But I just misread the situation. I thought he'd go whole hog on this. I didn't realise he'd helo rush me here. Admittedly, every time I've played against this guy, he's helo rushed me. So it was dumb of me to not know, because, I mean, he literally always does it. To me, at least. So yeah, Eagle beats my stuff. That's not particularly surprising. And then... survives the Strela. This I should have just smoked immediately, but I thought the Cub had hit him, but the Cub didn't hit him until I was dead. So that's a shame, really. I should have just smoked. I thought the NSVT would stun him up and he wouldn't have the range to shoot the Hellfire and the Cub would kill him, but it didn't happen until after I died, and then I have to buy another 200-point CV. right? So this is the issue here. If it had been the T55, it would have gone better. If I'd opened with a straw 10M, it would have gone better. So, you know, we live and we learn, right? But I'm just too spread out on the map here. His div plays wider than my div, so... And yeah, you can see this for... because of that, I suppose. Now I gotta buy another 200 point CV. And this is why the T55 AKs are in there, so... Yeah, just something to keep in mind. And I couldn't see this, but this could see me, so that's obviously really bad news, isn't it? Because this, I think, ends up getting bombed as well. Whatever reason the Cub didn't shoot that, I'm not sure why, but... Yeah, I'm just trying to do too much at once. Should have played a lot more defensively, like, just given up on all this. Just covered this at the start and taken this. Taking this was a good idea. But... yeah, it wasn't, could have been better. So I was nobody there, apart from, you know, stuff that can't kill me. So, and for whatever reason I'm not using this, and I should have smoked there. I guess I didn't have the smoke. This finally shows up, right? And then the Chaparral and the Stinger both one-shot me there, so that's not great, but it does happen. Yeah. So he buys another bomber, but he doesn't know where I am. The Cub's out of ammo again. Double grenade launcher here kills this, but I can't get into there, right? So... because, yeah, I'm pushing here as well, and it's just not ideal. I mean, obviously 101st is a really good div, but... and then I move these after they shoot. Ultimately, the mistake was in the opener, and the rest of the game's just trying to catch up from that. And if I'd opened with a couple Strela 10Ms instead of a couple Iglas, not only can they reposition faster, just drive them down the road, but they would have been a lot more useful. And the next thing is I just didn't... have you noticed I'm not using any smoke in this game? So this is not doing myself any favours here, right? Because if let's say that T-72 had been smoked, well then it wouldn't have died to the Apache. Do you know what I mean? And then I wouldn't have had to buy another one, and then I wouldn't be so far behind, so... so yeah, we're trying to push here, but he's an armoured division as well. Obviously 101st is a bit of a dumb division right now. Just give him 8 meeps, okay. Airborne division, by the way. So we're trying to push in here. We do have the Motshotson, which have nice infantry AT, right? But we lost another CV here. I'm not even sure what killed this one, because I thought it was behind there, but I guess when you get up into these high-rises, yeah, that must have been it. That must have been it. Something in a high-rise must have got me. And then I have to buy another 200-point CV, right? Do you see the issue? Do you see the issue? So this is why I swapped them out for the 100-point ones, but ultimately it was just because I was playing too fast. So this guy, I don't know, he just sort of lands in front of me, and... okay. Then he kills me. Yeah, obviously Dragon 2s are very, very nice in this town. And in this town. So I've got a CV, I just can't get it into where I need it to be. But if I had used smoke, it would have been in here all this time. And you might be like, well, you just would have lost 5 minutes later. No, I wouldn't have done, because if you look at the KD at the end, you'll see what was accomplished. And like, this could have been smoked, right? This one could have been smoked and it wouldn't have died. This one could have been smoked and it wouldn't have died. And I get 4 mortars, so I could have done all of those simultaneously. So yeah, this guy, for whatever reason, he's facing the wrong way. I should have just popped smoke there immediately, but do it a bit late, and then, I don't know, he just teleports. Nothing personal, kid. So, yeah. He's still on the +1, and we sorted this out. And if you notice, there's a lot more blue dying than red. It's just, I just can't get around in time. Everything takes too long to buy, and it's too far behind from the opener, so... he ends up winning off the back of this. I just couldn't get to it in time. Or no, I do, but then then he's still on a +1. And if you look at the KD, like if this had gone on for another... look, he's not got any units left. This could have just gone straight in there, right? But there was no time. And so all I had to do was just be a little bit tighter on the micro there. Or I could have opened with a Strela 10M and avoided the whole thing. As you can see, I had significantly more kills than him, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Basically double the KD. So, yeah, if you want to see how to beat a heli rush, there's another one on the channel. Same map, which was actually played first, so I unlearned my own lessons. Anyway, next example. Right, so this is Tartar Boy. He's playing 6th US. Now, admittedly, he does something really, really, really dumb at the start, but the point I'm trying to make here is, you know, you get your smoke mortar, you get your T-55As, you get your BMP ones with a cub behind, recon in front, right? And you can really, really, really beat the crap out of people, unless they have toe-twos. Toe-twos are a natural counter, which admittedly he does actually have, but... So his big dum-dum mistake is that he spends a third of his opener on a seed plane and an AT, which is obviously not very intelligent, especially when he doesn't renew his Warno gold subscription and they both just immediately die to one cub and one fighter. Should have bought Warno gold. Anyway, so the point we're trying to show you is the effectiveness of the T-55 plus Mort shots and combo, and this is why they brought it to that for the start of the game. Very, very cool. And like, there's like nothing he can do about this. This can one-shot me, okay, and that admittedly is a problem. But over here, well, you just can't do anything. This just kills everybody. So 40mm dies to SPW, dies to T-55. I do believe it beats a BMP-1 in a fight. So then he buys another plane, because he just can't get enough. And then that dies as well. So he gets the CV, but... So ultimately, like, he got unlucky on the RNG, but he just shouldn't have bought all those things. Even if they'd all survived, right? Let's say they all survived, it wouldn't have made any difference. This would all still be here, and he'd still be dying on the front line. He just bought too many planes. But you see, like, the T-55s going up against like his version, which are the M48s, and admittedly they've got very nice pen, but they just immediately go to low cohesion because they're... And okay, he's actually just not missing anyway, but you get the idea. Toad 2 one-shots these. But yeah, these are really nice pieces of kit, and because of the 2-vet, they don't get mega suppressed like his did. And then he just gives up, because like the T-55s are just killing all his stuff, so... The lesson, obviously the lesson is don't open 3 planes, but the main thing was the T-55s. Anyway, next example. Right, so we're on Factory, and yeah, I just wanted to really emphasize, so in the meme video, this one featured a couple times in the meme video. The T-55s at close range, really nice. The grenade launchers at close range, really nice. We're on the good side because we get this tower. That is a big buff. He opens plane, and yeah, he doesn't bring any forward deployment. Like, he did make some dumb mistakes, but the point is the T-55s. So you'll see the T-55s, and yes, you know, he gets grenade launchers as well. Here's a guard and stuff, like, and so on. And yeah, we get a lot of ground at the start for free, but you see like the infantry working with the tank, so I hide behind this, okay, and then we just start absolutely flexing on him here. So this jumps in, side shot, front shot, side shot, side shot, side shot. I mean, because it's like 0 meters range, so the accuracy is a lot higher than 66% or whatever that was before he lost his cohesion. So, you know, it's very hard to miss there. Admittedly, one of them probably, you know, could have missed. Well, I suppose all 4 could have missed. And, yeah, you got the Conquers thing, but the idea is T-55s in the factory. T-55s, Mort shots, and T-55s, Mort shots, and just sneaking up and down the buildings, getting all the kills, right? Shooting. You can really style on people with the infantry micro, especially on maps like this, which is why people don't like it. If they're not good at infantry micro, they don't like this map. T-55, so we know this is shooting at me, so we bring up the double T-55, bring up the double T-55, right? Grenade launchers, T-55s. And, you know, it's a very over game. Do you know what I mean? He does bring the tanks up. There's a really good clip here that I gotta show you. And so, yeah, admittedly, you know, that was dumb of me. I should have retreated or something beforehand. But yeah, it can survive a decent amount of front shots. Like, they're good at close range. That's the advantage of the T-55s and the T-72s. That's the whole point. You get these people and they're like, oh, they lose to Leopard 1s, therefore they need a buff. And it's like, try driving a Leopard 1 through a forest. See how that works out on factory. And you see the BMP-1 is behind the T-55, so that it helps out with the ATGMs, right? The ATGMs back up the T-55s and the T-72s. You don't fight alone. You can't. You'll lose. Right? This thing will beat you. It's 200 points. And so you'll see how we deal with this. So yeah, he's gonna shoot me, so I'm moving the Mott Schutzen forwards, right? I don't have smoke, but the idea is we're hitting him with the ATGMs. You know, we do lose a T-55, but he's losing his cohesion, and we have a plan, and the plan is more T-55s. So Mott Schutzen coming up the side here to shoot him with the AT. The BMP-1s with the Malyutkas are really messing up his cohesion, right? Even the Grom's weighing in. But yeah, he's not going to hit anything now. Admittedly, his rate of fire doesn't change because he's got an autoloader, and now we're just going to fast path all the T-55s into him. Just keep hitting him with the ATGMs, keep hitting him with the infantry AT. This ends up dying to a grenade launcher, by the way, but... And yeah, so he smokes, and that's my ticket in. Fast path straight in, get one behind him, get the rest in front, you know, stun him up again with the Mott Schutzen, hit him in the back, he's dead, right? And this is 90 points, that's 200, so it's all good, right? And, you know, this, 1 minute income, and I can still afford another BMP-1 that minute, or some supply, or a grenade launcher, right? Now, admittedly, these have overextended a little bit, and they do start dying, but yeah, close range, they can really work. You got to use them with the Mott Schutzen, moving building to building. It's basically just practice. It's not something. Obviously, I can show you it and explain it. You know, the BMP-1 with the T-55. If you need the smoke, you can smoke with this and reverse into it with the T-55. Anyway, so he's buying the tanks now, right? And this is an absolute mess for him. So these get in, and admittedly, yes, they're stronger than me. So now I have a 2 HP Mott Schutzen, a 3 HP BMP-1, and a 3 HP T-55, and a full HP Mott Schutzen. This is less than 1 minute's income. This is 2.5 minutes income, because it's 600 points, and you get, you know, 520 in a minute or whatever. So 2 and a bit minutes income. You see, with the power of having a Conkers in that I forgot to count. The idea is, right, side shot. ATGMs come in, side shot. Move this around the side, side shot. Lowering the cohesion, hit him with the Grom, hit him with the other stuff. Keep moving up through the buildings, keep suppressing the tanks. You can dodge out of the building and then go back in once you've reloaded. That's a powerful strat to avoid taking lots of bullets. Move into the next building. Well, that's a front shot. But they're low cohesion, right? And, you know, we hit him with that before we jumped out. That's now a side shot. Shit, that was a side shot. That was a side shot. And that's obviously a pretty crazy gamer play, right? So, infantry plus tank plus IFV. Nice and cheap, use them all together, right? Next game. So, I really wanted to hammer home this point about the T-55s in the concrete jungle, with the infantry in the concrete jungle. So this is Casa Shocker. Every time I see him, he's on 8th US. So he plays a lot of 8th US. So he knows what he's doing on his 8th US. I think he's like rank 50 to 100, somewhere around there. I mean, it obviously varies a lot. So he's one of the best players in the game. You know, if you even play ranked, you're better than, like, you know, 90% of players. So get in here, right, with the Spezial Aufklärer. You use the Aufklärer with the Jeeps, and that gives you nice vision on places. We got the Conkers up the sides. 255 A's trying to come in over here. Grenade launcher gets caught out by the LRS. I didn't realise he could get there so fast. But, you know, he's had plenty of time, so. He was chasing this, so this got him. And then, yeah, then you see the T-55A's starting to shoot in. He actually does have more people than me here. And, you know, the Rangers Dragon obviously are better squads, but he gets caught out in the open. These are actually 3-vet because of the CV. A very nice anti-infantry tanks. Right, it's not just the gun. The gun actually doesn't do a whole lot. It's the machine gun. It's the HMG. It does quite a bit. Now, obviously the gun helps as well. On this side, we got a BRM-1K with the 2 T-55s. right? He can one-shot the BRM-1K. He cannot kill these very easily. I think these trade... They do, which is fortunate for me. He buys an LGBT, which was a huge mistake, right? So he killed a unit. Okay, good for him. Now he's gone for 9 minutes. So we only had 1 cub, right? And you might be like, well, you need 2 cubs. 1 can work, because if you evac him or hit him once, like, you don't have to kill him at the start. It's obviously better to kill him. If you hit him once, he's out for 9 minutes, which means he's dead for 9 minutes. Now you'll notice the game doesn't even go on for 9 more minutes, so we never see that again. So he shouldn't have bought that, really. And you see the very close quarters T-55s, right, just outside the AT range, just outside the AT range. And even if I'm inside the AT range, what's a 18 pen thing going to do to the front armor of this? So, and we're using the SPW-70 as well. More guns on target, more guns on target. I bought a helicopter, which I don't know if that was such a great idea. I didn't know the Sting was there. I didn't know he had 2 Stingers there, so that's obviously a bit silly of me. So this ends up getting shot at some point. Oh yeah, I just landed it. Or a low altitude it. Yeah, it's on low altitude. So another T-55. And another infantry. Infantry T-55. Infantry T-55. Look, infantry T-55. Infantry T-55. I really want to hammer this point home. It matters a lot. People complain that I say the same thing over and over again. That's how you learn. Incidentally, it's also how propaganda works. But, you know, I'm teaching you. It's for a good cause. And you see how stacked this is, how many guys there are. But, well, we got the Pioneer Flam now. I spoke about that in the deck review. They're actually pretty decent. He should have some flash in here, really, that would have been useful for him. Not sure why he brings Engineer's Dragon. And, yeah, we're flamming him. So it aims for 2 seconds, and then it shoots 4, and then it has to reload for 8 seconds. So you can probably pull back at that point, looking at this, after the 4, but... And you see, he doesn't fight alone. He does not fight alone. There's two SPWs and a T-55 here, right? Also helping him out, dealing out the DPS. This man does not fight alone. You got these little micro blobs everywhere. So, this is obviously a problem. And yeah, the grenade launchers take names. They're really good. That ends up going down because of the Engineer's Dragon. I think it showed its side armor. It probably would have died anyway. Because if it didn't, this would have hit it in the side, so... So yeah, we've got the Igler. Trying to find a spot to hit him with the Igler. Don't be so obsessed with, like, I gotta kill him, I gotta kill him. If you shoot him and he pisses off, then you can keep doing what you're doing until he comes back, at which point you should have more AA, so... I'm keeping this on low altitude so that he can shoot without being shot. Moving the SVD up. Motchus and SVD, nice in turns, right? These guys, this just didn't work out. He invested a lot in this, so that's fair enough, really. 2 Bradleys, a Tow Cobra, and M60, but that, you know, if I push him a little bit here, not too much, but a little bit. Admittedly, this is sort of me monging out here. Not sure what's going on there. Wow, it looks like he's in the smoke, but I guess not. Just... So yeah, Motshots and SVD good in the towns. Regular Motshots, and they're okay in the towns as well. Use the T-55As building to building. Just getting the LOS infantry out in front to spot, right? And yeah, the Dragon 2s can hit me. If I was an IFV, I'd care. But this is a tank. Does not die so hard. Does not die so easily. So we saw that somehow. I think one of the T-55s got it. He can do the same thing with the M60s, but it costs 40 points more. The advantage of the M60 is it shoots you from further away, right? And it can survive a Tow 2 hit. I can't. You know, it's got more armor and stuff, but it costs so much more. And at close range, it's not that big a deal. And you just see how quickly the momentum can ramp up here. This is a guy who plays 8th a lot. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to play 8th. And yet, you know, the game's only been going on for a few minutes. We're less than 8 minutes into the game, and look how many guys I have. And as you can see, the T-55 plus infantry strat really, really, really works. Right, and you use the SPWs as well. Admittedly, some mistakes were made here. I got a little bit overzealous, and an M1A1 showed up. But, you know, and then I saw a Stinger die, so I sent this back in, and we've got the supply right behind, so anybody dies, they get swapped out. And then he buys a fighter to kill the Hilo, and okay, that's worth it long term. I actually believe this killed the helo, but if he dies for it, it's not worth it at all, actually, because that helo's 135, which is why you buy the cheaper one first, right? You don't buy that one per card one first, because the first one's going to die, right? And if he uses the jet to kill it, well, that's great for me, because he's lost a jet now, which means that when the second cheap one comes out, he's got one less jet, and by the time the expensive one comes out, he should have no jet. Admittedly, he does push me pretty hard here, but we can reinforce relatively quickly. I've swapped up into the T-72s because I've seen the Abrams, but we've taken this, right? Admittedly, this is a problem. He's got no AA here. I'm scouting it with this fighter, right? So I believe I saw this. I don't know if I go for it. So we get the Motschützen and we just hide. We just hide in the town with the Motschützen, because if he drives past me with this, I get him. 35% accuracy, it misses. 35% accuracy, it hits. But for whatever reason, that didn't kill him on his side armor. So it must have been like a near miss or something, I don't know. But yeah, so he's bringing in the... oh, and there it goes. So that's why you do it. And at close range, these guys really do quite well for themselves. So now I'm chasing down here and, it's over, right? And he's a pretty good player. You just, like, look how many units I have. It's 10 minutes into the game. The amount of momentum you get... Look, he's ranked 72. He plays a lot of 8th. I'm pretty sure he only plays 8th. Maybe that's wrong, but he's ranked 72, right? He's played 71 games since the reset, which was about 20-something days ago. I've also played a lot of games, right? And, yeah, T-55s, plus infantry. If he had, like an infantry tow... Yeah, look, I killed my own helo, but... If he had like an infantry tow 2 team in there, in that forest, in that urban forest, he probably would have killed me. But it's just really hard for... Because like that's obviously hard to do, because it might die, right? And you don't really want it in such a closed environment. So it's just really hard for him to deal with that. It's really, really hard for him to deal with that, because he has to buy M60s, and they cost a lot more, and at close range, they're not that much better. At close range, they're basically the same. The main advantage is the range. So let's go on to the next example. Right, so this is not Pasta La Vista. Pasta La Vista is a lot better than this guy. This is Bad Recce. He just calls himself Pasta La Vista. Wasn't originally going to include this one, but it's 101st Airborne, right? And I play a lot better against it this time, so it needs to be in there. This was played after that game that I lost, so I play a lot slower, a lot more conservatively. I'll be honest, the main reason I included it is because he keeps flaming me whenever my name's brought up. So in the game, he was like, "You insist upon yourself" or something. Okay, whatever. so yeah, I figured I might as well put it in. Obviously, I win, right? If I lost, well, I probably wouldn't be in there. But I did include the other one, right? So yeah, he mongs out there, right? And he's doing a big helo attack. Now, you'll notice that I have a Strela 10M. I learnt my lesson from last time. That's why it's in. That's why it's in. It's because of the Strela 10Ms, right? Admittedly, maybe I do insist upon myself. But anyway, obviously he was joking about that, but yeah, anyway, it's just really not a big deal. So... Because, yeah, it's a Family Guy line, right? But, yeah, the Strela 10Ms, that's the main thing. You got to get the Strela 10Ms out, because they can fire all the bullets at once, right? Whereas the Igla has to reload, and so you're vulnerable to the swarm attack. Strela 10M, no such thing. So I opened 3. I've sort of overlearnt my lesson, right? So these come forwards, and admittedly they're shooting me. But this can, like, move around while shooting. It's so useful. So we're going to start killing little birds. My Strela 10M. Bam. And so, yeah, we play a little bit slower this time, right? I don't try and go everywhere. Admittedly, the map is different. His helo rush was a bit different. Like, if all this had come over here, he probably would have got in. Thankfully, this misses. That would have been such a pain in the ass. Admittedly, it probably shouldn't have missed, but I'm glad it missed. It probably wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game, but I would have had to buy another CV and bring it up. Like I said, I put the cheaper ones in after the 110-point T-55s from the deck review. I believe they're in at this point. So, Strela 10M, Strela 10M, Strela 10M, there go all your little birds. admittedly, if he'd heli rushed this with the Delta, he would have got in. But I had 2 Strela 10Ms here, because that's what I was expecting him to do. So he did this way. If he'd done it this way, the healers definitely would have all died. The infantry would have still been in, although I would have had this spot, and this guy was here, and this, wait, I had, like, somebody here. It might have been this guy. And so, yeah, now, you know, T-55's at close range. Admittedly, this one doesn't go out so well. I messed up there. But we are slowly killing him, right? He does retreat. But we've taken the ground. We're cycling back our infantry. We got the Strela 10M. It claims another victim. T-55's helping out. Claims another victim. I mean, these things are really nice against those cheaper one-shot kill helicopters. Because the Igler, it misses. It's got to reload. Strela doesn't do so much reloading. Strela 10M, that is. Obviously the ground-based one. So now we're attacking here. All these guys, I was, you know, assuming this attack would happen. And now, you know, shoot, move, shoot, move. You'll notice I bought the RT early this time. That's because I've got the point advantage, and I just need to play it slow and slowly clean out all of his VADs, his Stingers, his Dragons, his Deltas, his Snipers, his Toes, his Humvee Toes. So it's going to be a long day, right? So we nail him with the Acacia. As soon as you buy it, it should shoot, because it can shoot from spawn. I believe I end up putting this near it later. So yeah, grenade launchers. The thing is, I was also pushing here as well. That was probably a mistake. I should have just pushed in one place, because defending is easier than attacking, because you just sit there and your unit shoots automatically, right? And yeah, it's harder to attack, and if you have to split your micro over 2 fronts, you end up losing a lot. Admittedly, this was kind of like a feint, but it's a pretty out there feint, right? There's like half my forces are there, so it's not a good feint. So, I'm not sure what that killed. I'm not sure what... It definitely dropped its bombs. It might have been on this, but... I'm not sure. And yeah, the Meeps obviously destroy the T-55s. I really struggle against Meeps as this div. But you just suppress the crap out of them with ATGM. He's trying to counter-battery me here. I fired from my reinforcement road, which was obviously really dumb, so don't do that. He doesn't get these because I move him after I shoot, but you don't want to shoot him from your reinforcement road, because as you can see, that almost died there. It just didn't have to happen. So yeah, this has ground surveillance radar, so we're going in on the next one. Slowly moving over. We got the Strelas, right? We've got another Stinger team there. You'll notice I'm using them both at once, it just helps, and this is coming to go sit with them, right? That's why you buy both at the start, right? Take all the zones, and then one goes next to your RT, and the other one you save for your offensive or your threatened zone, or you can put it next to your Cubs or whatever. So, admittedly, he is messing me up here. I'm just trying to do too much. I should have just focused on this attack. And Strela 10M claims another victim. So the Apache has less range than it. So this I just completely monged out. Like I said, it's really hard to control those, so just make sure you're paying attention if you're going to put them in your deck. Otherwise, just put the other one in, the SU-22M4 AT, or the SU-22M4 cluster. Just put those in if you want an easy time. I really like that AT plane. It's a very high skill ceiling plane. Sadly, that means that you keep seeing footage of me completely whiff it and fuck it up. So, yeah, that should have been closer behind this. And, you know, we got the Iglers up for the Apache, the inevitable Apache, right? That's the advantage of manpads, they can move with the infantry. Incidentally, so can this, but this has, you know, exceptional stealth and so on. So, we miss him, but he goes away, and then he's, you know, it's not our problem. So... yeah, I don't understand what's going on here. Sometimes you right-click on the buildings and they just do that. It's really annoying. You don't have auto cover on, which I don't have on because of what it does to the tanks. This guy's probably not going to make it. I appreciate he's a grenade launcher, but lots of guys shoot me there. So yeah, the early RT for him... I mean, he probably bought it for the same reason I bought it. So he goes in on the Strela 10M. But at this point I now have guns as well. I've got a lot of these things. So, He does not make it. It was actually the Cub hit him twice. Everybody else missed. And yeah, at this point it's basically over. Like he, like I'm trying to push here. I'm just sort of losing everybody. Like there was no real reason for me to do this. I saw that I saw the infantry CV coming in because of this guy. Oh, it might have been this guy. So I preemptively RT'd that, and he just walked into it and died. So should be moving that Conkers. And I could be using some smoke, but admittedly I kind of want the range for my, you know, my... Well, no, I could have just been using some smoke, because he's got the Humvee tow too, which is obviously better than anything I'm packing. Obviously I want this to be shooting, right, and this to be shooting. But yeah, the meeps are kind of hard to deal with. I don't know, this guy's... Today's not hitting much, but it's got 20% ECM and it's an Igloo, it's not Stinger or anything. That must have been a side shot. Yeah, he was trying to reverse behind this and it must have just clipped in there. Then we move it because we don't want to get RT'd. This guy, I poked him forwards to whack him with the RPG. I should have just got behind the thing, that wasn't... As soon as I'd shot him, I should have got behind. Like, he's killing me here. It's not good. And, yeah, so he kills that, and that's... You gotta pay a lot of it. I've got more Cubs and stuff, so he does die for it. Hello? Oh, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he makes it out this time. Yeah, okay, I guess he makes it out. But last time he didn't, right, so... That's weird, he flew over two of these, and that, and this did run out of ammo after the first shot, but... Okay. So, see evac straight away, and it misses, because it will miss 2/3 of the time, but sometimes it'll hit, and it will be glorious. And yes, this is obviously a problem. He's killing everybody. So, trying to get that ATAS with the Strelaton. So I start smoking, right? Now we're smoking. Finally. Somebody with some brains showed up. Because he doesn't know what's here. And the ATAS gets hit by the Strela, because it was going in on... Maybe it was going in on the Strela, but we got him. And so now I can get up in this, although that's there, and that has a... Oh yeah, doesn't this just die? I seem to remember this doesn't... Yeah, it just loses most of its HP. But yeah, at least we got in. And so he has to make a choice. Does he brave the smoke, not knowing what's in the smoke? And there should be infantry in the smoke, and there is now infantry in the smoke. Or does he wait for his guys to show up? And that's the advantage of the smoke, right? Breaks up the battlefield. Incidentally, I missed, so that killed me. TOW 2's one-shot you, so that is an issue with the T-55s. And so he reverses, which is a shame, because if he'd stayed where he was, a mock shot would have killed him. Not sure what's this. Okay. So now he tries attacking here. Which probably makes sense, right, because all my guys are here, and this is out of Kokons and so on. Yeah, all the helos are up. I mean, they're proving quite useful on this map, because... I mean, if his jet comes, we have plenty of Cubs and so on. So, these could have killed him. So that's that AT plane. I think it missed again, but you know it happens, right? And now he's coming for the helo again, presumably. No, I think it was for the AT plane, right? So he has to retreat. Retreats out the zone, which is interesting because, well, I was planning on RTing him, so I suppose it makes sense. Okay, I'm not sure. What? No. So. We get the missile off, and the missile hits him. There you go, right? So, obviously it was quite lucky that that Eagle didn't hit us first. But you see the advantage of the missile, right? It misses a lot, but occasionally it hits, and they tend to get out. That was a bit of a contrite example, because, I mean, that Eagle really should have hit me there. But the RT is now coming in on exactly where he was, so he probably would have died anyway. But anyway, this guy's coming back, so we get another plane, and we've got the other helos, right? We're out of Kokons, but this is hiding behind there, so it should be okay. It's been 10 seconds, I think the planes are coming in now. We've got a 10-second travel time, and you got to buy them, right? So fighter out, HE and AT, and we're not. So he goes in on the helo, and yeah. So I just double hit that with both of them. It was this that got it. This one-shots any tank that it hit. It gets a proper hit on it, it's just going to kill it. Because the highest top armor is 3. The HA used to have 4, but they lowered it to 3 for whatever reason, so... Wow, I got a supply truck that time. And you see, it doesn't even fire, because my range is so big. So, yeah, at this point it's over. He just... You know, he spent a while trying to... Took him a while to figure that out, basically, so... So yeah, KPVT, straight to them. Conker's moving after every hit, so he doesn't die. All these guys back here. He's got more meeps. Oh, sorry, I missed that. So the double AT plane came in and went for the side, and one of them hit, right? Because it's 70%. 35 times 2. It's 70. Quick maths. So, yeah, they're nice if you keep them alive. And, like, he's not got any long-range AA, so unless the Eagle kills him, which, admittedly, the Eagle should have killed one of them, then you can just keep doing it. Whenever he overextends like this, he can just keep doing it. So at this point, like, I could have poked all these out and killed him, but I was like, well, I'll just wait for him to get closer. Maybe the Mott Shotson will be able to suppress the crap out of him first, and then we can do it, or we can just wait for him to come back here. I mean, there's no real hurry. Yeah, he's losing all his stuff in the transport. It's like, it is over. And look, okay, and yeah, one of them hit. You just evac as soon as it does the thing. And I've got the seed to soak up the stuff. Comes from behind to hit the Apache because it's got less armor on the back, I think. And it's a very Jova game. We're trying to counter battery him there. I don't think we killed it. No, we did not kill him. But I mean, yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Let's just fast forward. So you buy the Strela 10M and then you don't lose to 101st Airborne. So that's the thing, right? So this is actually bad recce. It's not past La Vista. He's, you know, rank 135, and there's the proof, right? It's just somebody posing as him, going around telling people to kill themselves, which is pretty cool. Anyway, next example. Right, so this will be the final example, and then we'll do a division summary. So we're on Black Forest Duel today. We're against Smiles, who is it's a swear word, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but you know, I don't know if YouTube will flag me. We're on the sort of good side. I mean, it's good in that we get the airborne forward deployment in here. It's bad in that most of the fighting happens here, and so if he is an armoured division, which he kind of is, I mean, he's KDA, which admittedly is a lot better than people give it credit for. But maybe that's just coke because I'm facing it. He gets 2,800 meter range ATGMs, which are super useful around here. Anyway, so we do the forward deployment thing, right? And we've got a mortar with that, and a grenade launcher, a flam, a conkers, and we're just going straight in. And, you know, admittedly, that's 100 and this is 90, so... Yeah. And so he gets in here, obviously he gets this. But we're in his zone, which is why it's the good side. The issue is that it's quite easy to get in here, basically. Just in the corner with some smoke. So, the Conkers thing, yeah, move that out of the way. Smoke comes out. The issue is, of course, that KDA Schutzen are really good. Just because in this game, having lots of men is basically all that matters. They keep adding these traits and stuff, right? So the militia trait is the newest one. It used to just be disheartened. Oh, it's called reservist now. So yeah, the grenade launcher just rinses me here. And yeah, I've got Pioneer Flam, I've got Special Forces. It doesn't matter. Factory workers are stronger than me because that's how it works, even though the point cost here is about the same. Oh, well, he's got the military police squad with it, which removes the reservist trait, but not the militia trait. Anyway, having lots of guys is important. So, by here I can catch him out with that. SPWs and so on, but yeah, there's just too many bodies, so he just rinses me there. So the smoke strat didn't really work because he just walked into it. The grenade launcher, you know, can't get him, so we do end up losing some guys there. I'm trying to move up here to kill the Aufklärer, getting some anti-tank guns up. This was a really good game. Maybe I should cast this separately, but I won't bother now that I've done this. So I saw these guys coming over, so T-55s can deal with this no problem. It's like my SPW, but cheaper and worse, so... It's not got a HMG, so the SPW will kill it. But this is 10 points more, so... It does matter. So this guy's getting hosed by the grenade launcher mainly. I mean, obviously those are there too, but it's not really what's doing the damage. So they're all routed, as you can see. even with this guy, because he's military police, not trainer, so there's still no vet, and there's still militia. It doesn't remove militia. It just removes disheartened, which is the suppression reduction, and it gives you a little bit of a suppression increase, so that we have pushed him out with the grenade launchers and the T-55s and the SPWs. I thought he didn't have anything in here, but no, he had loads of guys in there, so this ended up being a bit of a wasted venture. I should have put them all over here, because it's obviously what he wants to do. So now we're smoking here. The idea being that we can push this without the guys in these buildings shooting us. We can take this. So that's what's going on. Rocket plane is 3 per card. It's really nice, actually. Really nice piece of kit. The Cubs are quite far away. It does have 30% ECM. So we hit it once, which is fair enough, really. And yeah, I was like, oh, there's not many people in here, so I kept attacking. But yeah, you see the... Like, if you don't have the machine guns on them, they don't take any damage. So it's not the gun doing the work, it's the machine gun. Obviously the gun's doing a bit, but as you can see, this man is not dying, so I buy a bomber for it, but then I saw this grenade launcher and I thought that's probably more important because I'll kill the infantry. And I don't know, this whole thing was sort of a bit of a wasted venture, really. I should have gone here instead, because this ends up being a big issue. I need to get better at attacking this zone, basically, because nobody does it, and so it's a pretty good idea. And they just, well, he's back in there, and just get me out. But yeah, we're making some progress here. I bring up this, but these ZU things are really good against infantry. I do get access to those, but it's on a 3-point slot, and it's not worth it. I'd rather have 7 more 1-vet Motshots. So that killed not the CV, for whatever reason. It killed the other guys, though. And so he gets in here, which is obviously very bad news. And so I need to smoke this corner so I can get in, but I also need to smoke this so I can get in this side. So this ended up being a very, very long game. So I'm trying to kill him, right? I am making some progress here, but he's got T-62s coming up now, so I suppose we've made him invest seriously in this. Like, that's a lot of income going there, so that's good, I suppose. So you see I smoke here, so I can get stuff done without getting shot by, you know, somebody here would be able to shoot me. Somebody here would be able to shoot me. So we're trying to kill the KDA Schutzen, but there's 28 of them or whatever, but I got the grenade launchers, and that's what's going to do the work here. Nothing else really does much. But yeah, the T-72s with the 2,800 meter range ATGMs are really gnarly. So yeah, as we're beginning to reach the end of this, I mean, obviously this is the last example, then we'll do a summary. Just wanted to say thank you for watching. These guides seem kind of popular in a way. I mean, the channel members get them early, and I've noticed that whenever I release one, the channel memberships go up. So that there's people who are willing to, you know, support the channel in exchange for these guides. Admittedly, the actual views the guides themselves get are just the same as a regular video, even though it takes, like, you know, 10 times more time, but yeah, I do appreciate you watching it. Anyway, you see the Mega Blob that we've discussed so many times, right? The BMP ones, the T-55s. I've mixed in grenade launchers here. We got some infantry. Do need some recon in there. You know that BRM-1K with the 50 pointer with the exceptional optics? That should be here. The reason it's not is because I'm bad at the game, right? There's no other reason why that isn't there. So yeah, this is getting healed up. I mean, that circle is, you know, it doesn't take altitude into account, which is why it looks so weird when you do that. But so we're just going in, right, whatever, he's taking this, I'm gonna just go over here and see what happens. Now, next problem, you'll notice, no Strela-10M. So here comes the helo! And trying to get that OSA, sadly we do end up missing him a couple times, but it is what it is. We have taken the zone. When you think that'd be the end of it, but this guy doesn't give up. So yeah, the MI2, it goes down, okay. But yeah, these anti-tank guns are really good on this map. On this part of this map, they are really, really good, because they got the 2,800 meter range, right? The main way you clear them out is you buy RT, but I wasn't doing that because I'm an idiot, so basically what I should have done here is just, this is the one I bought before, so that's all good, right? I don't know if I get them, because it looks like I'm not going to get them. He said something, you know, he was like, Voiskitav, or whatever the fuck they say after they do stuff. But no, I did not get him. I did not bring short-range AA here, so I'm now trying to send a cub up to shoot him. I played very badly. Very, very badly. But we're on a +1. And basically what I should have done is taken this, stopped there, had the Strela 10M, had an infantry in here, because now I've got this problem. So you see the NSVT or the Dushkro or whatever doing some work there, but yeah, we do. He's not missing on his Kokots. It's like 100% Kokon hit rate there. If he'd missed a couple times, this would have died. But yeah, this was all just a big mess. I should have had a AA, and it's really dumb of me. So we bring out the Seed because the Seed is good anti-helo, and also I figured he might have a buck or something. So. But yeah, like, look at this. Oh, it's so bad. I stopped smoking because I'm an idiot, and truth, you know, like I said, it got shot from over here. It's almost like I was in this game. Anyway, yeah. So I believe I bought another one here. Basically, I should have just stayed there, slowed down, kept smoking that, Strela 10M in that push. And, like, yes, yeah, so I get 2 KDA shots this, only 90 points. I killed 30 men for 90 points. This survived somehow, what the fuck? Okay. I should have shot it with this, I suppose. I should have had a Strela 10M. Big sad. So I keep it around because it's got the Seed on it, so... Alright, yeah, I'm just losing stuff here. He managed to get all the way up to here with just like a mega blob of Pioneer Flam and Motschützen. So, you know, he also gets Pioneer Flam and Motschützen, right? My div is better than KDA, don't get me wrong. If you play bad, you lose, so... So, yeah, we've got this, but we just lost all our guys in this open field here instead of leaving them in here. So that was silly of me. Now, I bring over this helo, and this can just rinse all these guys because, you know, they're just in the open, they've not got AA. So we're trying to get in here so we can see the CV, but the AT guns just immediately kill us. The Cubs, I'm trying to sort him out, but I don't know. So I'm like, oh, there's no AA here. And then it turns out this was what was shooting me, the bloody CV. So I ran away. And yeah, he's missing a lot because he's a CV, and it's a Strela too, so... So I ran towards... Because I was like, I'll just wait until he hits me, and then he hits me, so... Then I should have sent this in. Oh, I do, okay. Oh, but then this is it. Okay, and this is good against helos. This is very good against helos, because it's got the side missile and the guns. And that's basically what that seaplane's got. It's exactly what that seaplane's got. Anyway, these are not very good. But he does almost kill me, so... So we get that, and then we're like, oh, okay, there's... I thought they were bucks. Honestly, I thought they were bucks, but they're Osas. So we get the Seed out for the Osas. And, yeah, Helo's back, and... Well, Helo just immediately gets hit by that thing. So we get one of the Osas, and the other one misses me. Okay, never mind. The other one doesn't kill me, so that's something. So, yeah, that was a big throw, losing all the guys here. I got excited, you know. And we are actually even, because he's taken this zone. But yeah, I can sort of air bully him because I've got the Seed and so on, although I am getting hit here, so... And these AT guns on this map, really, really powerful. Basically, I should have bought artillery a lot sooner than I did. Instead of all this other crap, like all these planes. Should have bought an Acacia or just killed that, and then killed that. So, yeah, silly me. Smoke's back up, though, and, you know, we're trying stuff, but we just keep getting hit, and... This anti-tank gun's really nice on this map. Not so good on, like, urban front lines or whatever, but... And I still don't have a Strela 10M because I'm just thick in the head, so... And he's fully filled that up. He's not going any further, though. I've got Motschützen here in case he does, so they can just shoot him. And I'll put something around the side as well to make sure he doesn't go around the side. The Igla does hit him there. But yeah, 4 shots and it only hit him once, I think. Really wanted to kill that. But it is what it is, it's got 10% ECM. So we're trying to sort this out, but whenever I show up through the smoke, these, which I cannot see because they have good stealth, kill me. And I'm out of Spezial Aufklärer because they all died at the start, so... Not great, right? So he's going for the Igla, and the Cubs are out of ammo, so... I thought that was a cluster coming for this, which is why I just drove straight out, as I'm not dealing with that, so... So, yeah, this guy can see me because of this, I suppose. I just want to see the bloody CV. So he starts shooting me, so now I know it's there. Because the whole point was I was going to come in with this and kill it, but then the Osa hit me, so I did not get to do that. So now I buy the Akatsua, which I should have done a long time ago. And the Osa, I missed the Osa twice, but he doesn't hit me, so that's something at least. Seed moment, right? And yeah, we're trying to kill this guy, but you know, we're far away and he's pretty chunky, and yeah, I'm trying to kill the Akatsua. This ran out of supply, so I had to bring that supply over. Helos are back, but the FLAs are, they're good at scaring me away, right, because I can't see them and so on. Big T-70, T-62 conga line, he gets the Smurge, which he was going for the Cubs, so it's a good job I moved him after I shot. Can't really deal with these, this is a bit of an issue. So these are the ones with the ATGM, right, which is obviously why they are there and why this one is here. The Cubs one-shot this, but sadly they just miss 4 times in a row, and like, what? And then this guy gets hit. Lose the Cub as well! So, yeah, I don't know, that's obviously not fair, but it's what it is. Lose all your... what the hell was that? And this is the same guy that dodged all those Iglo shots, but what can I say? He must have trained hard. So I'm coming for him now. Oh, but I miss again. But this one gets him from the spawn, and then I get the Osa with the seed. So you see, basically, he can switch on and off his seed immediately. So you got to sort of trick him into getting shot by flying other stuff over him, and you know, the seed spots things in a big circle around it. You can see the total air bully going on here. He's just lost all his AA and some of his tanks. So the idea is, you know, the seed can go behind the attack plane, so he switches it on to kill the attack plane, the seed gets him preemptively, or you send it in front. You don't want to do the same thing both times. For whatever reason, his rocket planes beat my fighter jet and my seed plane, which is just absolutely nonsensical. This gets evac'd by those, I think. Because yeah, that seed plane is just this, but with 10% more ECM, and the fighter is obviously supposed to be good against planes, and whatever reason he won that fight. So we're on that +2. But yeah, this is a big problem. To be honest, this Conkers should have gone in here, but I think it would have just died, because they all would have shot it. So we bring over the helos, or massed helos. I think that got side shot or something, I'm not sure what happened there, it might have been a double hit. I believe the ZU just killed me. He's not really losing his guys, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, well, okay, well we got 2 there, so... Oh, you know, 1 SPW, 1 other thing. So yeah, the cheapo helo died, the Kokon one survived, right? That's why it's at the back. You know, chest the pawns die first. Then he gets this with those bloody ATGMs on the... Usually these things aren't that useful, but in this specific circumstance they are incredible. The counter is dead simple, you just arty them. As you can see, one's already dead. But I was too slow to arty them, and that's why they've been so effective, because I didn't kill them. So it's my fault, really, that they got anything done. And, you know, so we miss, but that's so good. As long as we don't take too much damage here, we'll be back soonish. And, yeah, more Reservist. And, yeah, the grenade launcher's great, but this is a lot of guys, so gotta keep on running away. Keep on running away. Keep on running away. And yeah, we got the KPVTs. These I could have just taken off again and killed all this, so I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Maybe I do in a couple seconds. T-72, nice against infantry. Yeah. So there we go, now I take off. It was mainly because of these guys. Do I... Okay, yes, that should be a double... No! I hate it when it does that. Then the fighters come in for the... Helos, so I press land, but they take so long to land, it's very hard, but thankfully we... I'm not sure what's going on there. okay. Nobody dies. But I've still got the bomber. And so I'm going for the infantry blob, the mega blob. So I only get 2, but, you know, it's better than getting none. Smirch is back out. I think it's going for the helos, so I have to take off. Oh, it was going where this was. Reserviston just... I'm not sure how they did so much damage to me there. They should have just done 1. Yeah, because that was 1 per hit. For whatever reason, the first one did a lot more. It must have been a side shot. So what happens is, if there's another vehicle in front of you, it'll turn, and then, you know, if they stop next to each other, they have an automatic spread thing that you can't turn off, so it will turn to turn away, and then it'll get side shot if you put it too near something else. So typically you want them one behind the other, behind the other, behind the other, as opposed to them all together. Not only because it saves you from arty and stuff, but also because of that weird turning thing. There's lots of things in this game that it's just, you know, you just need to play. So this isn't actually a really good spot, because he's just shooting my guys as they come past. Having said that, he did just get really messed up there. So he's coming back for this again, so I land again. I've got the seaplane. He gets the seaplane. I mean, it's just 2 there, whatever, so... I think it's the same plane I get, actually. It's just his is at 2... No, his is different. His is different. I think it's a little bit worse, actually. I think mine's better. Can't remember. So, we're waiting for that bomber, right? We're on the +1, but it's Black Forest, so you know how it is. And, yeah, the Smirch can get me at any moment, so I've got a backup CV, and he's right at the back of the smoke, so that he can just reverse straight out. That's why... So we come in with this again, but the book gets me, and the FLA things get me as well. A cheeky 15% accuracy there, so that's obviously not fantastic, but I could have waited for the seaplane, right? So you can see this for whatever reason. I suppose it's this thing, right? So my bad, it's a good kill that. And yeah, we do struggle against these because of their mega range. At least we killed the anti-tank guns, though. And look at this, just showing its side. Stop it. But yeah, if they're not in the building, they just immediately lose all their cohesion when this thing shoots them, because it has 169 suppression on the gun, because it's 125mm, and the NSVT and the PKT. So, like, if they'd been in the building, this wouldn't have happened, but... Not in the building, right? So we got Akatsuya shooting. I mean, these are T-62s, so it's probably not going to kill. But it's there. We killed 2 Reserviston, which is lovely. These things keep bloody shooting me. I wanted to send these over just to spot the CV, but they end up just kind of dying. I'm not sure if I spotted the CV. What I should have done is started smoking again. Smoke there and run this up. I'm just running it up anyway. Fighter gets hit by the Cub. Yeah, mine's got more range, but 10% ECM. I think his has 20, but less range on the gun. I think that's what's going on there. I'm not 100% sure. So. Massed SPW 60PB spam, so that's a BTR 60PB. And yeah, we're just trying to get in range to kill that CV. I know it's in there. Smirch is on me, so I just reverse out the zone. I'm not putting up with that. I'm trying to get in that building. I'm getting stunned up. Should get this guy. We got the accuracy. He's right next to us. Naturally we miss. Will we hit him the next time? We do not hit him the next time, and then we die. So that's obviously not great. Could have been luckier, but could have smoked, and then I would have got straight in without getting shot, and then he would have died. So, you know, my bad. This, for whatever reason, can't see that because it's not far out enough, but I know roughly where it is because I saw it drive in. Right, so. Bye-bye. Now I need to get one of my 3 CVs I have stacked up here. Now, lost the HE to the Mega Buck SU, whatever combo, whatever the hell's going on over here. Yeah, look, his has 20% ECM, but it has less range on the missile. So, I suppose they're just the same, really. Yeah, they're different, clearly, but, you know, in terms of capabilities, they're basically the same. They're both 3 per card, which is why he's 2-vetted his, so that he can only bring 2 and so on. I'd rather just have 3. I used to run 6. I mean, if you run 6, then you might as well run 5 or 4. But, yeah, otherwise, I wouldn't bother with that. So, I'm not even sure if that would kill that. Well, what's the side armor? 1. Well, I suppose it would. On the side. On the front it wouldn't. 10 AP. So at this point, you know, we're doing very well for ourselves. We got the CV back in. We've got some more supply for our smoke. Smirch is just going to keep shooting me. I should have sent a BRDM2 Conkers. Like that. So he gets me there, but I've got 3 top armor and he landed between me, so he doesn't actually get me. The Cubs are doing their best, but... So, I think now he tries to shoot the Cubs. No, he's still going on the CV. So I should send this out and send this forwards. I think I do. I can't remember. Seeds again for the Cub, or the Buck. He switched it off this time, and then he switches it back on. Switches on immediately, which is a bit silly, really. And then I get critted there. That should have dealt 9 damage, but I got a 0.5% crit chance, and it one-shot me. So I was really, really happy about that, as you can probably guess. Having lost my CV as well, I was obviously really thrilled when that happened. So we're smoking this to get in because we can't get in because of all the bloody T-62s. He, for whatever reason, is not using smoke. He's just sending these out in front. To spot the targets so that I can kill him, I suppose. The RT. So he's now got 2 smirches with 5 minutes left. Yeah, okay. Whatever. These are coming for the helo. I've got 3 Cubs here, and one of them's out of ammo. The other 2 just miss, and we lose both the helos. Or one of the helos. I'm not... Was there 2 helos there? There was only 1 helo there. So yeah, he gets out, and then we move all the Cubs, because I'm like, oh shit, I'll probably get hit by Artie, and whoa, what do you know, I'm some sort of genius, so yeah, this is in here. He could run infantry in and kill it, so I need to get some Motschutzen in there. And yeah, this is still here. That goes on Cubs. Take off with the helo, because I'm not entirely sure exactly where it's going to be. Yeah. And then he surrenders, right? So, yeah, there's one more game which I won't... Oh, Caster's a separate game. It's me versus T-Man plays, and I'm on the bad side of Vertigo, and so it's sort of like a creme de la creme, right? That probably came out before this, actually. But anyway, so this is Smiles. He's for some reason he's rank 101. I don't understand why, because he's a very, very good player. It must just be D ranking or something. Trying new divs or what have you, So yeah, 7th East German. It's got a better early game than 9th East German. Like, it does play differently because of the T-55s. You can choose to play it like a bad 9th East German. Look at that anti-tank gunman. You get the Spezialaufklärer T-55s in the opener. Whenever you buy an infantry, buy a tank. Right? Whenever you buy an infantry, you buy a tank. Whenever you buy an infantry, buy a tank. And then you'll just suddenly have enough tanks. Right? And in 1 minute you can buy, you know, 80 points plus 170, or you can buy, you know, 2 of these for 180 and 1 of these. So obviously buy these first, but if the enemy has heavy tanks at the start, then swap into the T-72s as fast as possible, right? If it's a lighter div than you know, play narrow, defend in most places, attack in one place. If it's a heavier div than you, play wide. Right, you're a medium tank division, and it's a good div. Like, it's an A tier div. It is a good div. Spezialaufklärer are nice. They're not as good as they used to be. They used to be like 8 or 9 men or something. The Katsias could be better. Like, there are just, if you want just a stronger version of this div, I'd say just play 6Y, because you can still open with T-55s, and then you just up into T-64 BVs, and you get infinite BMP-1 PGs. So, and you get better AA and better ASFs. You get a better bomber. It's a bit of a one-way trip, the MiG-21 Bisc cluster, but you get 6 of those earned things at 2 vet and so on. So yeah, it's a fun div to play, and it's a good div. It's got some strengths, it's got some weaknesses, but generally it's quite a well-rounded division. Yeah, your tanks lose to NATO tanks in a tank fight, but the point is, you're an anti-infantry tank, and there should be loads of tanks, and they should be backed up by BMP ones, and if they use a plane, the Cubs should kill the plane. And yeah, this AT thing, if you're not good at the game, just swap that out for this, or this, right? So I hope you enjoyed this guide. I understand it took a very long time, but these things do. And if you want to get good, apply the learnings. Use this deck and go into ranked and play 5 games of ranked, right? If you just watch the video, you won't actually apply the learnings and you won't have actually learned too much. You'll know the theory, but your brain will know, but your body won't know, right? Because you actually have to click the buttons. You actually have to buy one BMP1, one T55, one BMP1, one T72, right? Have a lovely day.